that's him 100%. I mean, without me hearing his voice, I'm like, it's unconfirmed. But if you got friends that knew him and grew up with him saying it's confirmed, then I gotta say, hey, yeah, this is probably Brian Koberger. But I did send it into the FBI. I did clip that. I also went through 80,000 phone calls, found the number, sent it into the FBI as well, and they have that, and hopefully they get down to that information.
Good. Do you know that they are in receipt of it? Did they come back to you at all?
I know they have it. I've never got an email back yet.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you guys are having a good night. It's 8/12/2024 in the building. Make sure you hit the like button as you're coming in. As I've been, diving into this case for the last couple of days. But before we get into that, I definitely want to talk to y'all. How's everybody been? What was y'all's weekend like? Well, I'm telling you what, the allergies out here, they hit like no other. Like, I didn't believe it. People were like, man, in Tennessee, the allergies are like, they're bad. And I didn't take into consideration that they were that bad, but they're really bad out here. They're really bad out here. I'm not even joking. Like, I got tissues on deck. Dang, like, I'm feeling it. I'll tell you that much. I feel it in my eyes. Look at the vein in my eyes. It's super weird. You said the intro is powerful. I appreciate it. I heard that a lot. I be hearing that a lot. What's going on, though? Green Eyes, I see you in the chat. Radina, hopefully I said your name right. How are you doing? Welcome to the streams. Definitely smash the like button. Brenda, how are you doing tonight? Frozen Moments, nice to see you. Frozen Moments, shout out to all y'all coming by. Hold up, I need to fix. I don't even have myself situated here. I'm telling you, I got to get myself situated here. But I do want to jump into the case of Nikki Saelee McCain. Maybe you heard about it. Maybe you haven't. I created a documentary on it. It's about 12 minutes and 4 seconds, maybe 6 seconds. But I did create a documentary on it, diving into the details of the case. And it doesn't even make sense why there's no arrest. This guy is beaten 4 felonies, right? And allegedly, everything is alleged that you hear here. If you haven't heard it from law enforcement, it is absolutely not true. But if you look at the circumstances within this case, it's pointing right at one person. I mean, what is your opinion? What do you think? It's pointing at one person here. And the fact that there was these sudden coincidences, like a fire to like cover up crime, it's crazy. It's crazy. Said Trev, get some. Yeah, I need to get some, right? Somebody was just telling me that, and it's actually making my asthma kick in more to where I feel like I can't breathe. It's like, I don't know. It's just making my asthma worse. The allergies, I didn't think it would be that bad. It's to the point where I need an inhaler where I'm out of breath, like super, super fast. So I don't know if anybody else struggles with that, but when my allergies are bad, it kicks in on my asthma. That's for sure. What's going on, Sams? Nice to see you. Nice to see you guys. I appreciate you. What's going on, Elser? Nice to see you, my friend. Just Jen in the building. Hello, Trev. Please put me in the drawing for a signed CD. I got you on that. I'm doing pretty good, though. Sam's pretty paranormal. We should be on the paranormal channel tonight. I'm looking to get back over there. I've been feeling it. I've been feeling it for sure. But you said, I read this. Nasty. It's obvious let's dive into it. I got this pulled up, right? It's the early on Nancy Grace Some of you may have seen it. Some of you may have not. Let's jump into it. But before we jump into that, actually, let's play this. This is the documentary that I put together. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you have. But this is the one that I made about within 24 hours. So let's check it out.
In May 2024, a mother of 4, Nikki Saelee McCain, vanished without a trace. No one, not even her husband, could explain her sudden disappearance. Over the past few months, this case has captivated not just her local community, but true crime followers nationwide. But as the days turn into weeks and now months, the answers everyone hoped for remain elusive. This is a story that raises more questions than answers. How does a mother of 4 simply disappear? What happened on that fateful night when Nikki was last seen driving away from the hospital? And why, despite so many red flags, has justice been so difficult to achieve? Nikki's case is not just about...
And her sister, I seen JLR had an interview with one of them when I was digging through and kind of going through this case, but the sisters have been like frontline advocates out there for sure. They're trying to get that justice. And to know that she was, I don't know, the story's kind of weird to me. This whole entire story is weird to me. But how they haven't had arrest on this guy for, okay, I can see him getting off on the 4 felonies because she didn't show up to court. But I mean, it's all pointing towards motive. I mean, if we look at these cases, that's hell of motive. Does it mean he did it? Absolutely not. So everything you hear here is allegedly, but I potentially think this guy committed this allegedly. I gotta say, allegedly, I do think he did it. Is there anything to back that? Absolutely not, because he's not in custody right now. So they obviously don't have nothing to back that. But if you look at this case, this guy looks completely guilty, allegedly.
A missing person. It's about a system that seems to have failed her. A system where domestic violence, power dynamics, and jurisdictional barriers have all played a role in...
You say you don't know this case?
For the truth.
I just dove into it yesterday.
This is not just a story of a woman gone missing, but of a family torn apart.
This right here will give you the breakdown of this case. So if you don't know it, listen to this, and within 12 minutes, you'll have a good idea of who Nikki Saelee McCain is and why she needs justice.
Community in turmoil and a desperate search for justice. Nikki was a beloved
member
of her community, known for her warmth and dedication to her family. But behind the smiling photos and the seemingly perfect life, there were darker truths. A marriage marred by allegations of abuse, a husband with a troubling past, and a community that may have been too quick to look the other way. As we explore the details of Nikki's case, let's remember that this is not just a story for us to consume. It's a call to action, a reminder that we must be the voice for the voiceless to ensure that Nikki's story is not forgotten and that those responsible are held accountable. So stay with us as we delve into the haunting mystery of Nikki Saelee McCain.
Here it goes, right here. And I appreciate you, Michelle Mouse, for the 19 months.
2024,
and you too,
Nikki Saelee McCain was last seen at Mercy Hospital in Redding, California. She was there with her husband's family, supporting her brother-in-law who had been admitted for treatment. Everything seemed normal until the early hours of the next morning. That's when Nikki sent a text to her sister, Chloe, letting her know she was driving their mother-in-law's car back home, just after midnight, and it would be the last time anyone heard from her. Chloe didn't think much of it at the time. It was a typical update between sisters, but when she replied the next morning, something was off. The message, which usually appeared in blue, now showed up in green, a sign that Nikki's phone was either turned off, out of service, or possibly worse.
That's what I'm saying. Did something happen during that time? It seems like that would be their timeline right there. I wonder where her phone pinged last out when they, you know what I mean? Because she was supposed to drop off the vehicle or whatever, and she was there to support the brother, the in-law. So I don't know. That's the part that gets to me. She was there to support the in-law. Where's the tracking of where she was? Was her phone on? Was it off? Did it turn off at a certain time? What's going on, Root? Welcome to the stream, my boy. Nice to see you. And shout out to Michelle Mouse for the 19 months. I appreciate you. And She Who Sees, thank you. But there's motive there, it seems like. I'm telling you. When you look at it, the 4 felonies that he beat, the assault and battery, or I don't know the exact charges, but I do know they were 4 felony assault charges from what I was looking at. Now, again, where was her phone? Where did it ping last? Wait till you see the area that they were out, like that she was out in. If you see the area that she was out in and you start to listen to the laws, like the tribal laws, it's crazy. Watch. It's about to get into that too.
For the next few days, Nikki's family tried
what's
to
up,
reach
Root.
her, but with no response.
She is very beautiful.
By May 21st, the worry had turned to panic, and they knew something was terribly wrong. When the family reported Nikki missing to the Reading Police Department, the investigation should have ramped up quickly, but instead, jurisdictional issues bogged it down. You see, Nikki was last seen at her mother-in-law's house,
I think the
located on the Reading Rancheria.
I got you.
Sovereign tribal land.
Nah, it's just a narrator, actually.
The case was transferred to the Shasta County.
It's easy to do, though.
Causing frustrating delays in those crucial early days.
I got you.
As days turned into weeks, the situation only became more complicated.
Says she is very beautiful.
On May 25th, 2024, nearly a week
That's
after
crazy.
Nikki's disappearance, her pewter-colored Chevy Avalanche was found abandoned in a remote, rugged area, over 50 miles away from where she was last seen. The location was desolate, a place where no one would end up by accident. Inside the truck, investigators found
nothing.
No
they found nothing in there.
No personal belongings.
Not one
just
thing.
An empty vehicle left in a place that seemed chosen to ensure it wouldn't be found easily. This discovery only deepened the mystery. How did Nikki's truck end up so far from home? And more importantly, where was Nikki? Despite the public outcry and the involvement of local law enforcement, the case has been riddled with obstacles. The Reading Rancheria, while cooperative,
right here,
had limitations on what areas could be searched due to tribal sovereignty, leaving large swathes of land unexamined. Meanwhile, Nikki's family, desperate for answers.
Yeah, Elser, that's just the narrator from what's it called? I'll tell you exactly what it's from. It's from Narrator's Voice. It's an app on my phone. It's called Narrator's Voice. I mean, it's easy to do. But I get what you're saying, though. Most definitely. I mean, it's easy for me to do it, too, but I just like the smoothness to it. And at the rate that I'm creating them, you know what I mean? If I'm going to record it, I wouldn't want to record it from my phone. I would want to record it exactly from the computer. You know what I mean?
Began to fear the worst. With each
a lot of these I create on the go when I'm not at home.
And the hopes of finding Nikki alive start to fade. But the biggest question still looms large. What happened to Nikki Saelee McCain on that fateful night? And who is responsible for her disappearance?
Yep, this is another part too right here.
Behind the smiles and family photos, there was a side to Nikki's life that few knew about. A side marked by fear, pain,
She Who Sees. Appreciate the 5 months, my friend.
Her children. Over the years, Nikki had confided in her sisters about the troubling behavior of her husband, Tyler McCain. The signs were subtle at first. Bruises that she tried to hide, excuses that didn't quite add up.
See, that's the thing, though. If you were in a position, right, how would you react if you were around someone? Say it could be your sister, it could be your cousin. If you see that she's beat up and hit from this guy that she's dating, what are you gonna do? Especially knowing it can end this way. Like, what would you do? What's going on, Glitter B? Nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. What would you do in a situation where, again, if your sister, your mom, your aunt, it don't matter who it is, they're getting beat up and you're noticing this, what would you do? What's the steps that you would take? Would you intervene? Would you call law enforcement? Would you, again, report it to law enforcement? What are the type of things that you would do to try to prevent the situation? Because sometimes, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes people feel like they can't go to law enforcement because something will happen or he will kill her. I don't know. I mean, that's how it plays out. I'll tell you that much. What's going on, Kelly? Nice to see you, my friend. Kelly in the building. Nice to see you, Kelly. Tammy, my friend. Nice to see you, Jersey. Familiar faces. I see you, Delana. I said, oh my gosh, I hate the domestic violence crap. I'd get my family out of there. I'd intervene the hell out of it. Sam is pretty paranormal says. You gotta just sometimes you gotta just make the right call. So many lives are lost because the call's not made. So to think that you could be a statistic to that, I don't know. It's a tough situation for sure. What's going on, Sailor? I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. That sucks. I hate being sick. Unknown caller, yeah, of course, but they're not for unknown callers. Of course, I always open up the phone lines. What do you mean? You said I would interfere. That's just me. There's times I wish when I seen things, but I was also young when my mom was going through these stages. So, I was young and wasn't thinking. When you're lower teens, just going into your teens and then identify, you get what I mean? I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen the domestic violence. I've seen it happen. I've seen it between my brother and his girlfriend. I've seen it between my mom and her boyfriend. It's just something that now I 100% got to make the call. You got to make the call. Would try to talk to her, but sometimes they say, okay, and you have to struggle with that, right? That's true. You definitely have to struggle with that. You said it takes us like 8 times of leaving to get out. Going back, getting out, going back, getting out, going back. I've seen that too. Unfortunately, I've seen it. This guy just recently got a DUI. Who we talking about? Who got a DUI? Are you talking about her husband? What's his name? Tyler? Talk about Tyler?
But by 2019, the reality could no longer be ignored. Nikki was trapped in an abusive marriage. According to her family, the violence began to escalate. Tyler's outbursts became more frequent, more violent. In one incident, he struck Nikki in the face with a cutting board, leaving a deep gash that ran from her eyebrow to her forehead. Yet despite the visible injuries, Nikki never reported Tyler to the authorities. She feared what he might do if she tried to leave. And with good reason. Tyler wasn't just a man with a temper. He was a man with connections. Tyler's ties to the Redding Rancheria gave him a sense of power and protection. His family held positions of influence within the tribe, and this made it even harder for Nikki to break free. The Rancheria's involvement in the case added a layer of complexity, as tribal laws and sovereignty limited the scope of outside investigation.
That's the thing I don't understand about this.
As Nikki's disappearance spread, the community quickly turned its suspicions towards Tyler. How could a man with a history of domestic violence be so uninvolved in the search for his missing wife? The whispers grew louder, and soon Tyler was not just under public scrutiny, but also under investigation. In December 2023, just 5 months before Nikki went missing, Tyler was arrested on charges of domestic violence, false imprisonment, and making terrorist threats. The details of the assault were harrowing.
I remember that part.
Nikki reported that Tyler had bound her, taped her mouth shut, and poured cold water over her face in a simulated drowning.
That's crazy. That's like get out signs right there. Poured water over her face. That's like a scene out of a damn mob movie. You hear that?
December 2023, just 5 months before
That's crazy.
Nikki went missing, Tyler was arrested on charges of domestic violence, false imprisonment, and making terrorist threats.
Crazy.
The details of the assault were harrowing. Nikki reported that Tyler had bound her, taped her mouth shut, and poured cold water over her face in a simulated drowning. She escaped, but the fear never left her. For Nikki, the abuse was a daily reality. A life lived in constant fear.
Yeah, waterboarding.
And for her family, it was a nightmare that they couldn't wake up from. Despite the charges against Tyler, the court system failed to protect Nikki. And now, with her missing, the same charges have been dropped, leaving Tyler free to walk away from the consequences of his actions.
This part right here, That's another thing within this case. The fire. It was super weird. And I'm gonna revisit the Nancy interviews, all right, because there's details in there that you got to hear if you haven't heard about it.
I got to revisit disappearance wasn't troubling enough. Just weeks later, another
because you're gonna see what charges he beat.
This time at the McCain home in Anderson, California. On July 6th, 2024, a fire broke out on their property, rapidly spreading through the dry brush and threatening to engulf the entire area. Firefighters were quick to respond, but not before the blaze had destroyed multiple vehicles and scorched nearly 100 acres of land. At first glance, it seemed like a tragic accident. Tyler claimed that the fire was sparked by a faulty catalytic converter in one of his cars.
Catalytic converter?
But for those following Nikki's case, the timing was far too convenient. Just as suspicions around Tyler were reaching a fever pitch, a fire conveniently destroys any potential evidence that might have been hidden on their property. Neighbors and onlookers noted how unaffected Tyler appeared as the fire raged on, almost as if it was just another day. But for Nikki's family and the broader community, this fire was anything but ordinary. It raised a chilling question. Was this an attempt to cover up a crime? With Nikki still missing and the investigation stalling, the fire seemed like another desperate attempt to erase the truth. Investigators from multiple agencies, including the Redding Police Department and the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, were on the scene. Yet despite the obvious suspicion, Tyler walked away with just a citation for negligently causing a fire. No further investigation into the cause of the fire was pursued, leaving yet another gaping hole in the case.
Nineveh outraged about that.
This fire was more than just a tragic accident. It was a devastating blow to their hopes of finding her. Any evidence that might have been hidden in those vehicles, any clues that could lead them to Nikki, were now reduced to ashes. And with Tyler's casual indifference to the destruction, the community's doubts only grew stronger. The fire was the final nail in the coffin for many who believed that Tyler had something to hide. But with no concrete evidence, the authorities were left with nothing but suspicions and a rapidly cooling trail. As the flames died down, so too did the hopes of
a faulty Cadillac converter. He said it was due to a faulty Cadillac converter. He said, I'm a DV survivor. It's way harder than people understand to leave. I left legit in one day, packed, left, and turned off my phone so I couldn't be tracked. A faulty Cadillac converter caused this fire. I wonder what evidence they thought was there. I'm just curious about that.
Finding Nikki, leaving everyone to wonder. How much longer could the truth remain buried? As we reach the end of Nikki Saelee McCain's story, one thing becomes painfully clear. This is a case that should never have gone cold. A mother of four, a beloved sister, and a friend to many, Nikki's disappearance has left a void that can never be filled. And yet, despite the mounting evidence, the unanswered questions, and the community's outcry, the search for Nikki has stalled. We cannot let Nikki's story fade into the background, forgotten as just another unsolved mystery. Her family deserves...
I mean, that's pretty much what it is, too. Like, it's being pushed to the back. He said, my time was reset. Here's too many more. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Definitely too many more. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Definitely too many more. Renee says the 4 kids have been with her family for over 2 years because of the previous domestic violence. We said, hell yeah, to every girl who got out, men too. I would say it's more uncommon, but then again, I don't know. I don't hear of too many stories with men with the domestic violence part. Not to say that it's not true, because I know it's true. I'm just saying in general, from my perspective, I haven't seen too many that have dealt with it. Now, women, I've seen that aspect where women were dealing with it. I have seen that. But as far as men, it's not been common. You know, it hasn't been a common thing that I've seen over and over. it's hard to get out. You said, I'm so sorry. Have you tried?
Answers. Her children deserve to know what happened to their mother.
Let's talk about stalkers.
And most importantly, Nikki deserves justice. It's up to us, the public, to keep the pressure on, to continue sharing her story.
Hold on, let's get to this one. Let me pull this up too, because I wanted to. I think I've seen this, half of it. Yep. Here we go.
Breaking news tonight.
Here we go.
A
Here it
gorgeous
is.
young missing mom of four's Chevy Avalanche just found on a remote and hilly county road. Tonight, where is Nikki? Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
Let's get it. My favorite, Nancy.
County
Saelee McCain.
Okay, right about there. There we are.
A California mom of 4 missing. Her truck found abandoned in a different county. Where is Nikki Saelee McCain?
You think so? Women are just talked about more? I have a good point there. But is it? I don't know. Maybe you're right about that. I have to really reassess that because I haven't heard of too many men dealing with domestic violence. Not that, again, I know it happens. I just haven't seen it. But yeah, you may be right about that. With it being talked about a lot more than, than the shit that happens with men.
How does a gorgeous young mom like Nikki seemingly vanish into thin air? Why is her Chevy Avalanche found along a hilly and remote county road there in Shasta County? Now, if she were gone and her Avalanche was also gone, that would make more sense than her being separated from her car, from her truck, a Chevy Avalanche. That's not making sense. And why would it be parked, left out in the middle of nowhere? Why would she have been there? She wouldn't have been. Even if she had been there for some reason to or fro in transit, why would she get out of her Chevy Avalanche and what? Disappear? Out into the hills? That did not
What's going
happen.
on, Rhonda? Nice to see you.
Where is Nikki? And this is not just about Nikki Chain, as her family calls her. This is about her 4 children as well. One as young as 7 years old.
Black Swan murder. Yo, did you guys hear about there's another case, or there's a other case that I was looking at, right? And it was a guy who posted with the axe. I haven't covered it or anything like that on the channel, but JLR did. So I don't know if you were following that one. I'm pretty sure it was in Florida. Was it in Florida? Dude had like an axe and he's literally standing in the mirror, right? And when he's standing in the mirror, you can see like blood, what looks like blood on the axe. And as he's just standing there, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. How is that anyone's? Oh, what am I seeing? Get him, Nancy. I'm just trying to remember this guy's name and I can't remember it right off the top, but it was covered. It went down maybe right in July. They made the arrest and I swear he had an axe and he was in picture. He had like a long hair, looked like Joe Dirt. I was like, damn, that dude looks like Joe Dirt. You guys may know who I'm talking about. I'm going to find him right now. I'm going to find him. What is your moment? Nope. What the heck was that dude's name? I cannot think of his name right now. I'm going to find it and show you guys.
What about them?
Yes.
Who's taking care of them?
Yes, he did.
Who's explaining, yeah, mommy's not home again tonight. Mommy's not home again tonight. But hey, here's your Chevy Avalanche. Again, this is Crime Stories. I'm Nancy Grace, and I want to thank you for being with us. I'm very concerned about the slow motion search for Nikki, because we all know that hours count when someone goes missing. Look at her.
He did look like
Where is she? If you have information on missing Nikki, tip line 530-245-6540. Repeat, 530-245-6540. Joining me, an all-star panel, and I want to reiterate, there was a $10,000 reward for information leading to Nikki's whereabouts. $10,000. As I said, an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now, including her two look-alike sisters, the spitting image of Nikki. But first, listen to this.
Nikki Saelee McCain sends a text message to her sister just after midnight on May 18th, saying she's driving Tyler McCain's mother's vehicle back to his mother's home near the Wind River Casino. When Nikki doesn't respond to texts from her family later that morning at 7 a.m. and 8 a.m.
What kind of side, though? You know, it depends. What kind of side are they picking?
Family is concerned. The family immediately begins looking for Nikki and her Chevrolet Avalanche truck. Nikki has 4 children and would never have left them without notice, and an official missing person report is filed with Shasta County.
No way. No way.
Well, the family wasted no time in reporting her missing. That's the bright spot so far. Please join us in our search for Nikki Saelee McCain. I want to first go out to Nikki's sisters joining us, Chloe and Kay. First to Chloe. Chloe, tell me about when you first learned your sister, the three of you are very, very close, was not answering phone calls or texts.
You know, at first I was like, okay, this is normal. It's really early for a text message. Maybe she's still sleeping. But then I had noticed that they were green because if you have an iPhone, if the text message goes through, you know, it's blue. But then we noticed that text messages were green. And so I was thinking maybe her phone maybe was just dead. So I didn't immediately panic just yet.
Okay, hold on.
What did you say? You said, T, I've been involved in searches for a missing boater in my area. Yesterday, I got to work with the dog cadaver team that searched for Elijah View. Oh, interesting. That's crazy you mentioned that because I was literally just working on an Elijah View documentary. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. She couldn't get her kids back because she was still with him. If that's not eye-opening.
Hold on, Chloe.
I'm catching you, D.
Can you back it up one moment?
Yeah.
Go through that one more time. I've seen that on my phone too, where normally you send a text and it's in a blue bubble. And then sometimes it's in green.
Appreciate you, Brianna.
Just a moment. You said too early in the morning. Maybe she was still asleep, but she's not a late sleeper to my understanding. Is that correct?
What's going on? Eyes on heaven.
Yes. She's not a light sleeper.
I mean, with 4 children, who can sleep late? So you text her early in the morning. She doesn't respond, but you say, hey, maybe it's too early.
Thank you. KC, nail on the head. Yes, it was Rory Atwood. 100%. Hold up. I'm about to check that. Let's pull that up real quick before we continue this. Rory Atwood. It definitely was him. That's ringing a bell. That's ringing a bell. 100. Yep, that's him. Oh, yeah. That is definitely him. The things that this dude did. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that makes me sick to my stomach. I remember seeing that picture, too. Who posted that? I think it was JLR actually posted it, and I seen it on Twitter. Absolutely. Yep. Florida landlord killed family of 4, burned bodies in fire pit that was still smoldering during police visit. Crazy. Absolutely nuts. That is what it is, though. Florida landlord killed family of 4, burned bodies in fire pit that was still smoldering during police visit. Goodness gracious. That was one of the sickest stories I was following too after. Yeah, I'm definitely losing my voice. For sure. Definitely losing my voice. I'm good though. I might need some halls. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I think it might be the allergies. Who knows?
Early for her to be texting.
Crazy though.
Asleep,
that story's crazy.
Busy with the children.
Nice to see you.
Okay. Then you said something about blue and green. Pick it up right there, Chloe, please.
Yeah. So when it's blue, that means you have cell service or that your phone is not dead. But when it's green, that usually means you either don't have service or your cell phone is dead. And so that morning, we were kind of in a rush. We were getting ready to go to a soccer game.
Identical.
And so I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'll talk to her later. So I didn't hear from her. And we did have a very busy weekend. And then we didn't really think much of it. But then starting, throughout the week, we're like, wait. Nikki has not texted in our family group message. And so then I was thinking maybe she was just at my mom's house. And then by Tuesday, we were like,
okay, hold on right there. Let me follow up with that. Chloe, sorry to interrupt, but I don't want to miss a detail because as we all know, and our other experts will jump in just a moment, every detail matters. Every detail, the timing matters, the location matters. Now, you're saying you were texting early in the morning. You thought, hey, I got to go to the soccer game. I'll circle back with her. And then you realize, many hours later, hey, I never heard back from her. This is where I want clarification. You just assumed she had gone over to your mom's. Did I hear that correctly? Okay. How far away does Nikki live from your mother?
Not very far, about maybe a 15-minute drive. Not very far at all.
Okay. I want to check my information, Chloe, and I'm going to bring in Kay Ford. This is Nikki's other lookalike sister. Chloe.
Hold up. Let's go to this one.
Breaking news.
Here it is right here.
Tonight,
this is the one I want to put.
A husband's brutal assault charges are dropped. This while his wife, a young mom, Nikki Saelee, is still missing. That's right. Charges are dropped. Why? Because the state's chief witness.
Straight up crazy. And this is the part that I wanted to watch. Actually, I don't know why I was playing that last one.
Cannot be found.
She does look like her sister too. What's going on, Cliff?
I wonder why. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Got some hot herbal tea with lemon. I honestly think it's allergies, but I don't know. I've been losing my voice. It's been getting worse and worse daily.
It's on fire. A catalytic in the last hours that the husband, Nikki's husband's car, coincidentally, catches on fire. A catalytic converter is blamed.
What's going on, Carol? Welcome.
Okay, that timing is really odd. And as I like to say, there is no coincidence in criminal law.
Hell no.
There you go. These are the photos that came pouring into Crime Stories. What happened? His wife is missing. He is the defendant in a very, very serious aggravated assault case, or they may have termed it a simple assault. All I know is there are claims his wife Nikki's wrists and feet were bound. She was beaten horribly. Her mouth was covered in tape. Cold water was poured on her. And whoa, wait a minute. Do I have my dates right, Jackie? Just as they're supposed to go to court on that, she goes missing and his car is set on fire. Oh, excuse me, has a catalytic converter fire with him standing right there. Okay, what some people would suggest
the Cadillac converter
the car
fire
was set on fire to get rid of evidence. Some people might suggest that, but
thank you, Bull fan. I appreciate the support, my friend. Glad to be here. Yeah, I feel fine. This is allergies, really. It's just allergies. Straight up, just allergies. That's it. That's all it is. Said this is so unfair. Unknown Frankfurter. Bing bong. I hear you.
We are told that the car's fire was started due to a catalytic converter issue. Now, I'm not a mechanic.
Stop the cap.
I'm just a trial lawyer. If it doesn't have crime scene tape around it, I don't know anything about it.
Stop the cap.
But I do know she's missing and the charges against him are dropped. Now, before we blame the prosecutor, can you prosecute a case where your chief witness to testify to what happened isn't there? What do we know about domestic violence? Beatings. Let's not call it domestic violence. That's certainly a euphemism, putting perfume on the pig. Domestic violence. It sounds like a Hallmark movie, right?
It is cut and dry, ain't it?
It's brutal. It's horrible. Women are murdered, but it all happens behind closed doors. I guarantee you, Nikki Saelee would do everything she could not to let her children or her family know she's being beaten and abused. Of course, these are just allegations. The defendant remains innocent in the eyes of the court until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Let's just state that up front. Yeah, him. Tyler McCain, not a suspect. Let's be clear. And just
not a suspect, guys.
That
is my wife speaking on the screen, and she is not a suspect. You understand me? You understand what I'm saying? He said the sister said on JLR that they wanted the kids to see their native family side, and it was important to them. And I wouldn't let any of them see kids if they were given any info. Okay, I see you. I see what you're saying. That is my wife. Do you understand what I'm saying, Seth? Boy, that is my wife. You talk about my damn wife, I will shut your shit down, boy. No, I'm messing with you. Hold up. What's going on, Tara? Welcome. What is going on? That is my wife.
Oh my God.
Guilty though. This is a cut and dry case, point blank period. How is this dude not been jammed up yet? There's no evidence. What's going on? What is going on? Kind of like the Sebastian case that's being drawn the fuck out. It's being drawn out. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is being drawn out. I'm telling you.
Set to testify.
This
She goes
is
missing.
about to be another
Funny how
one
that
right
worked,
here.
right? And his car catches on fire. Again, thank you for being with us.
I'm about to fall out of my
Don't
chair.
blame me
Y'all
for
got
being
me.
angry. I've just seen this scenario play out over and over and over. A young mom goes missing. Children are left without a mother. And nothing ever happens. The only witness is Nikki Saelee, and she's gone. You think she wanted her children to see what was happening to their mother? I doubt that very seriously. But let's get to the fire. Take a listen to
We
this.
cover
A
it
fire
here,
at the
we'll
home of
be.
missing mom of four.
If we cover it here, we will be. I mean, I can cover whatever the hell I want. There's not nobody out here that'll tell me what I can cover, where I can cover, how I can cover. I'll cover what stories I want, where I want, how I want, when I want. I just won't involve anybody. It just be straight up what we do. And yeah, I'll open the phone lines. People talking about T-REV won't open the damn phone lines. T-REV definitely will. I'll open the phone lines any day of the week. That's what I do, baby.
Nikki Saelee McCain brings out law enforcement, the media,
is
and the
my
Shasta
wife.
County Fire
I
Department.
opened the
The
phone
Reading
line for
PD,
my
Shasta
wife.
County Sheriffs, and CAL FIRE LA all witnessed the growing blaze, and multiple officers spotted walking the property while it's still on fire. Firefighters create a fire line to stop the fire from spreading to nearby homes, but several vehicles on the property appear to be completely burned.
A catalytic converter, and several cars are burned. Okay. Joining me in All-Star panel to make sense of what we know right now, straight out to Lauren Conlon, investigative reporter and host of the Outlier podcast. Lauren Conlon, how did multiple cars catch on fire from one catalytic converter problem, or did they all have catalytic converter problems at the?
I feel like the details in this case is crazy. I don't even know how this guy is free.
Same time and spontaneously catch on fire.
No, Nancy, this is very suspect to me. So when the car caught on fire, CAL FIRE reported that they tried to contain it, but this fire spread 98 acres. That is not a small amount. I mean, I guess in terms of California fires, sure, you could argue that it's a small amount, but it went well onto other people's property because the McCain property.
Did he say 98 acres? That's crazy. Thank you, D. Appreciate the support. Delana, thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Ray Ray Queenie for the 3 months. I appreciate you. Hey, you've been supporting since I've been going. I appreciate you. This shit don't even make sense though. Again, I can't say how many times I said one there. I watched the video with the prosecutor from this case sitting down, and I'm about to find that video too, because she's sitting down with, I'm pretty sure the news anchor is sitting down with the prosecutor from this case, which is just she also, and she's kind of explaining why they had to drop the charges. That's the part that kind of got to me. I'm like, well, how are they dropping these charges? I don't know. It's super weird. I mean, there was evidence in those cases too. Nikki Saelee McCain, Tyler McCain, charges dropped. Prosecutor. Hold on, let me pull this up. Because she really talks about it. Shasta, right here. Shasta County DA gives update on Tyler McCain case. Is this the video she says it in? I think.
We're learning more about why the Shasta County District Attorney's Office asked a judge to dismiss.
Okay, we'll hear that in a minute. I just want to keep playing that. I wanted to be on par.
Everybody on the panel, did you hear that?
I wanted to be on par with it.
98 acres, and it all starts with his car. Is that correct, Lauren Conlon?
That's correct. His car. Their house completely fine.
Guys, hold on one moment. I just want all of our viewers to know that beside me right now are Chloe and Kay. Chloe Saelee and Kay Ford. These are Nikki's sisters joining us. Lauren Collin, I'm going to come back to you for all the facts. Ted Tobias with us, former prosecutor and author of Nobody Homicide Cases. And
hold up, say what?
What was this here?
What the heck is that?
Okay.
What am I hearing?
T-REV.
Okay. I was like, hold up, who left the voicemail? I had to play that. Trev, what? What we talking about? What is that? That's funny. All right, keep going.
Brian Fitzgibbons,
Appreciate you, Matt.
Director
How
of
you
Operations,
doing?
USPA
Nice to see you, my
Nationwide
friend.
Security, who first alerted me about the fire. But I want to go to
98
Chloe
acres is a
and
lot.
Kay. To
Straight
you,
up.
Chloe, when did you find out about the fire on your sister's husband's property?
I actually found out pretty quick. My sister Kay had sent us a text message in the family group chat and said, Tyler's house is on fire. And immediately I was like, holy crap, there's no way the house is on fire.
Kay Ford joining me, Nikki's other sister. Kay, when did you learn about the fire?
We have some friends that live out there that have been keeping an eye on the house. So we found out pretty quickly, probably within 4 or 5 minutes of the fire starting. And we got video footage almost.
I know this has been pointed out already, but damn, just as I'm watching this video and I'm watching the sister talk, it's so creepy how similar they look to each other. You noticed that, right?
Directly after
they look just like each other.
Guys, this is the footage we obtained over
dang,
the weekend. The fire that breaks out at the husband of Nikki Chang's home. And Chloe, is this also Nikki's home?
Yes.
Welcome.
So,
welcome back. I know you already been, but thank you. Welcome back. Welcome back. You've already been a member for a while.
Put them own it together, correct?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Back to you, Lauren Collin, joining us, investigative reporter. Back to the facts. What else can you tell me?
Nancy, this was incredibly interesting because Tyler McCain owned up to starting this fire, and he was just cited for negligently causing a fire and burning another's land. And as I said, he had to evacuate. I mean, there was an evacuation in the area, and about a month prior, another man did essentially the same thing, the lawnmower, but it was contained to 45 acres, and that man was arrested. So it kind of made me scratch my head as to why Tyler McCain wasn't arrested for this fire.
Lauren Collin, investigative reporter, you just stated that the husband in this case, Nikki's husband, owned up to starting the fire. What do you mean by that?
He admitted it right away. Even when news crews came to the scene, normally CAL FIRE doesn't give away who started it, who was involved, but Tyler McCain told the local news stations, yeah, it was me.
Okay, hold on just a moment. How did he reportedly start the fire, Lauren?
Well, as you said, he parked on dry grass, and that's another head scratcher. As a resident of California, a lifelong resident, you would think that he would know not to do that, especially with the weather as it is. So hot, essentially a desert.
You know, I'm very curious about how a catalytic converter actually starts a blaze like this. To Brian Fitzgibbons joining us, USPA Nationwide Security. Brian, how does that work?
Well, I'll piggyback on something that Lauren just said. There has been extreme heat out here in Redding.
Go ahead, try.
Temperatures on July 3rd, the day that the fire started, were up into 116 around the time of the fire. So, you know, exactly how that happens with a catalytic converter, I couldn't tell you. But, you know, this is certainly very suspicious. You know, the big question hanging over our heads right now is, was there anything of evidentiary value in that vehicle that was destroyed? And,
yeah, they're definitely
you know, what was this, intentional or accidental? And as it stands right now, it looks very suspicious.
Try again, Ballfed. You can try again right now. It's on.
And just FYI, everybody, the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, has regulations in place to control the safety of catalytic converters.
Nancy G
so
can't say
they
catalytic.
Don't spontaneously
catalytic converter.
catch on fire. So what, this one car in the middle of a search for a missing wife?
For all my script callers, make sure you hit the line.
evades the EPA regulations. Joining us, Ted Tobias out of D.C., former assistant U.S. attorney and author of No Body Homicide Cases. Ted, what do you make of this?
Well, Nancy, I think it's highly suspicious. As you said, catalytic converters generally don't spontaneously combust. And as I think Lauren pointed out, you'd think someone who lived in California would know not to park their car on dry grass. More concerning is when you have a missing persons case that this is, the places the police are going to be interested in are a suspect's or a victim's car, the suspect or victim's place of living, their home, and the suspect's or missing person.
Ho.
Hey, T-REV, this is Vol Fan. I was just calling in to say that we are so glad to have you back. I'm sorry the Tennessee weather has you with your allergies really bad. This case, I haven't watched anything. I've been on a break with you, but it's eerily watching this lady. She looks like a direct twin to Nikki.
Right.
But I just wanted to say one thing. Do you think people are actually getting into true crime and figuring out how to get away with these things? And that's how we have like the Wells case here in Tennessee. We have the Sebastian case, and then now you have this Nikki case. I just wanted to say that. Good to see you. Glad you're back.
Right.
I'll be here for you always. See you, T.
Appreciate you, Bull fan. Shout out to Bull fan. Thank you. I don't know. You know, it's hard to tell, really. I mean, look at the murders of Julio Fulio. That's the way that they committed that murder. I don't know if people are watching these shows and coming up with, you know, different aspects or ways that they can get away with murder. I have no idea, but pretty much, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we're in 2024. We're in 2024. The people that are getting away with murder, you're not going to be getting away with murder that long. You know, it eventually catches up to you. Look at the case in Indiana with the Delphi girls, Abby and Libby. Look at that. I mean, 7 years, and then somebody was caught. You look at the Wells case, what, it's been 3 years. Somebody's going to go down at some point in time. You know, people think that they're letting off the gas, and they're not. And that's where people sometimes get things wrong. Now, am I saying that Richard Allen is 100% guilty? He hasn't. No, not yet. But I'm saying they don't ever let their eyes off of these cases, and they're going to work these cases. So it may be 6 years before there's an arrest in the Summer Wells case. You never know. It's very possible. You've seen it, like literally, I was waiting days and days and days, and it would turn into a year. And then next thing it's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years that there was no arrest. And I followed that case from day one, Delphi. I'm pretty sure I covered the day that there was an arrest in the case here on YouTube. So that's just the way I'm looking at that.
Property. Well, now two of those.
There's going to be arrests in these cases eventually.
The suspect's car has been burned, and now you have the suspect's property being burned. It sounds like the house was not burned, but that's not entirely clear at the moment. So to me, as I said, that is highly suspicious that these areas, which could be fruitful areas for evidence in either a missing person case or, God forbid, a no-body homicide case, those things are now burned. That's a fire is going to do significant damage to any type of forensic evidence. And the timing of it, as you said, is highly, highly suspicious.
Ted Tobias.
Hell no.
I prosecuted a lot of arson cases and investigated more than I prosecuted. You know, it would catch on fire if an abnormal.
I don't know, but it's ways that you asked that. Are people watching true crime and trying to learn ways? I don't know. But it's if you think you're going to get away with murder, there's cameras everywhere. Just look at that Julio Fulio case. And if you look at that case, the guy literally had a shell case catcher and had shell casings from the prior attempt on murdering Julio Fulio. It's like, these people, did they not think about this stuff before they went and tried to commit these murders? That's just the case that I'm looking at with the evidence in it, where these dudes literally ran up and assassinated him, even went all the way to Tampa Bay, got in a hotel, an Airbnb right by where Julio Fulio was going, waited and followed him around that night, had a female and a male on the ground watching everywhere that he went, calling these guys up, and they came to hit or whatever. I think it was a hit personally. It looked like a mob hit, but it was a gang hit. And they went to this location and he had a shell catcher on his gun. And when they came, the police came to his house. He had the shell casings from the I'm sorry, it wasn't a murder. He shot him in the foot. And then he had the shell casings from the murder. So he had the shell casings from the shooting on the foot and then the murder. These people think they're going to get away with murder. It ain't happening. 252 was going on. You're live. How you doing?
What's up, T-REV?
How you doing? What's going on?
How you doing?
Hanging in there.
Oh, you pay your child support yet?
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. You already know the trolls are coming in heavy, but you know how it goes. You said, and they will get Brian too. Thank you for your continued support, Juge. Trolls are already in here. Get the hell up out of here.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Bing bong.
There are. That's crazy. Kathy says, hey, T-REV. Yeah, they're always going to be on that. Come on, call in. Keep doing it. 25. What was that? 252. Next. Hit him with that. You said they think they're smart. No, that sounds like a damn with a G, right? Like a Gina. It sounds like that to me. It definitely.
Amount
like
of
What's going on, Donnie? Nice to see you.
Is fed.
They actually have
to a catalyst.
To with that.
An abnormal amount of fuel.
When they come up on panel,
let's think this through. An abnormal amount of fuel being fed. Once a fire originates in a car and the car burns to smithereens, how do you know if accelerant was poured?
Right.
Where the catalytic converter would be? Because you expect to find a certain degree of accelerant, i.e. gas, in a car. So would that be deemed by arson investigators as normal to find fuel? What I'm trying to say is, how do I know it was a snafu on the part of the catalytic converter? It just spontaneously combusted.
You said they want to run their mouths, but
that doesn't make sense to me.
I think what the higher likelihood is if the
they're chilling. Tell us what's going on.
Was intentionally placed over dry gas after being run, the undercarriage of the car is going to be hot. And it is possible that without any problem with the catalytic converter, simply putting a hot catalytic converter over dry grass, and Brian has pointed out how dry it has been out in California, well known the dangers of wildfires, that alone could start the fire. Whether that car was intentionally placed there or accidentally placed there, we don't know at the moment. But to cause this amount of a fire that damaged 96 acres is a significant
843. How you doing tonight?
Hi, is this T-REV?
Absolutely. Who is this?
Awesome. This is Wine, Crime, and Mayhem.
Wine, Crime, and Mayhem. How you doing tonight? What's going on?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
You know, same old, same old. How's it going?
Going fine. I'm not using a voice changer. I'm not pretending to be somebody I shouldn't be. So I just wanted to give you a call and tell you I think it's awesome you decided to come back to YouTube after all you've been through, honey.
Oh, absolutely. I'm good. Always.
Good deal. Good deal. You got everything squared away with the child support and all the other drama going on?
Absolutely. I mean, that's never been part of anything to me. I don't know where you heard that from.
Well, that's awesome. Great job. You have a good night.
You too. God bless. That's funny. What are you even talking about? That has nothing to do with anything. Lame. There, you say you got everything squared away with the child support. I think that's funny.
Fire, and it's hard to believe, given the Tyler McCain situation.
Honey, I want to call in and see how you're doing and see how the night's going. That's
funny. That this is absolutely, completely unintentional. I
trolls all day long. Trolls. Get the hell out of here.
Personally find that very surprising. When I found out, the first thing I thought of was this appears to be an attempt to destroy evidence.
Again, Tyler McCain has not been named a suspect or a person of interest. Right now, this fire is deemed to have been caused by a catalytic converter.
Catalytic. He said, I'm not using the voice changer. I can't. This shit's too funny.
Car up in flames at hubby's home while wife reported missing. Where is Nikki Saelee McCain?
Okay, joining me, Lauren Conlon, investigative reporter. Lauren Conlon, now you said that Nikki's husband stated or owned up to, your words, starting the fire.
I'll be on the floor.
But it was my understanding he owned up to having the vehicle on dry grass when it spontaneously combusted. He didn't say, I set it on fire to get rid of evidence.
You're absolutely correct. He stated to local reporters the fire was ignited after he parked a car on dry grass. That was it. He never said, I started a fire.
Gotcha. You know, Brian Fitzgibbons, I hate when that happens. When you park your car and all of a sudden it just starts on, it spontaneously combusts. That's terrible. I want to point something out. Having worked also at the Federal Trade Commission, we worked very closely with EPA, and they have very, very rigid guidelines and regulations regarding.
Yeah, tomorrow they will make. I'm calling you tonight. That's funny. I doubt it. Not anymore.
Any emission control system that it shall not in any way on its own put consumers at risk, including special insulation for catalytic reactors. That in itself has been specifically addressed by federal guidelines. Now, while fires may still occasionally happen, if an abnormal amount of fuel is fed to any catalyst, there could be a fire.
Lame-o.
What do you make of it, Fitzgibbons?
Cadillac.
It's an amazing coincidence, Nancy, that this fire.
You said what? I've never heard of a Cadillac converter. I'm pretty sure it goes into a vehicle. Cadillac converter it is. I'm almost positive it goes to a vehicle. Hold up. Pull this here. Converter. Cadillac converter. Here it is right here. I knew it was to a vehicle. It's a Cadillac converter is an essential component of a vehicle's exhaust system designed to reduce harmful emissions. It's convert toxic gases and pollutants from the engine's exhaust, like carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, and hydrocarbons, into less harmful substances such as carbon dioxide and water vapor before they are released into the atmosphere. The converter contains a catalyst typically made of precious metals like platinum, which facilitates these chemical reactions. So, okay, I see what's going on there.
It happened 2 days before a big court date for Tyler McCain. Okay, that's what sticks out to me. As you mentioned, the EPA has strict guidelines. Catalytic converters aren't spontaneously combusting all across the United States. This one just happened to combust 2 days before Tyler was due in court for these horrific charges of the violence and torture he committed against Nikki.
If Tyler's on the streets, no justice, no peace. If Tyler's on the streets, no justice, no peace. If Tyler's on the street, where's my sister, Taylor?
People still Cadillac converters.
You're seeing Nikki's husband, Tyler McCain, walking around the courthouse to Chloe Saelee and Kate Ford. First to you, Chloe. Who is yelling out, where's my sister?
It was me.
Has he, Tyler McCain, not a suspect, spoken to you since Nikki went missing?
He spoke to me a couple times, and a lot of it was through text message and then a phone call.
I'm very curious. What did he have to say, Chloe?
Car's Cadillac converter actually.
One of the phone calls was he asked.
That's crazy.
He texted me and asked if he could see if his mom could see the kids. Mm-hmm. And then another time was he wanted to wish his daughter a happy birthday.
Okay, where are the children?
The children are with our family.
Does he not want the children?
They, the children have been removed from the home a while back when a lot of the domestic violence started to escalate. So he does not, he's not able to see the children.
All I know is I would be lying on the front of the courthouse steps screaming to get my children back. But hey, that's just me. Let's get back to proving anything about the catalytic converter. let me go to you, Ted DeBias. You prosecuted a lot of cases as a former assistant U.S. attorney.
Right.
You know, one of the hardest cases to prove is an arson case. You've got to first prove a crime was committed, because there are more accidents.
You got to prove that he friggin' was the reason. I don't know. I definitely see how much trouble they would have with that shit.
Fires than there are arsons. So once you prove a crime has been committed, then you've got to prove who did it.
Fire
so
2 days
it's
before. Where's
sometimes can be a very difficult case to prove.
You said a hot.
That's correct, Nancy. Here, though, we have the suspect in the arson, Tyler McCain, admitting that he parked his car on dry grass in a situation where the environment is incredibly dry, prone to fires, well known by everybody. And so, therefore, the who started the fire is pretty clear. How the fire started is also pretty clear, because it does seem as if the hot catalytic converter, maybe there was damage to the heat shield, maybe it didn't have a heat shield, that's what started the fire. The question becomes, Nancy, is did he do this intentionally or not? That's the difficult part. That's the difference between, as you know, having a prosecutable arson case versus having a case that is just an accidental fire, which seems to be at the moment what CAL FIRE thinks it is. But did CAL FIRE know the full background of Tyler McCain? Did they know he had?
Yeah. Was he getting rid of evidence? Was he? We said they'll see them on the black market for a lot of money, or they sell them on the black market for a lot of money. Huh. That's crazy. Angela, that's right. Angela Darkness. I was like, where the hell you been at? I was worried about you. You said, I've been gone since November. Hospital, rehab, kept me away. You see, much has not changed, silly haters. Yeah, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. Shit, I ain't streamed in a minute. Probably like a month and a few days. It's probably the longest since Calvin Conte.
Had a missing wife. Did they know that there were active searches going on for the wife?
Did
they know that there was perhaps evidentiary value in that car,
Grandma
evidentiary
Patty,
value in that property and in that home? And that's what's going to be the determination between, did Tyler McCain truly do this accidentally, or did he do it on purpose because he was hoping to destroy some evidence either in that car or elsewhere? That's going to be the difficult part in this arson investigation, Nancy.
Please join us on our mission to find missing people, especially children, to solve unsolved homicides. If you're on the go, catch us on your favorite.
Nancy's moving fast as hell, ain't she?
Stories with Nancy Grace. Husband found with car up in flames. His wife missing for over a month.
Mm-hmm. Distressing news that charges against the husband, in this case, Tyler McCain, charges dropped. Why? Because the state's only witness to the alleged brutal assault on Nikki is Nikki. And Nikki's gone. Back to the catalytic converter fire.
Right there.
Again, as of right now, there is no arson claim. The timing, highly, highly unusual. But I want to clear one thing up. Lauren Conlon, and I'm going to circle back to Chloe Saelee and Kay Ford, because we still don't have a clear understanding of how Nikki got on a Friday night, midnight, from her mother-in-law's house home to her place, and where her own vehicle, the Chevy Avalanche, plays into that. Lauren Conlon, joining us, investigative reporter, host of the Outlier podcast. Lauren, let's be clear. Nikki's vehicle, Chevy Avalanche, has been found on a remote county road. The vehicle that spontaneously caught on fire is the husband, Tyler McCain, not a suspect's vehicle. Is that correct?
That is correct. And I just want to point out a statement from CAL FIRE as to why.
Anyway, even when I watched the clip yesterday, which, let me find this one too. Where the heck did I put it at? Let me know if you can hear this, actually. Because I found this one here, Tyler McCain. For fire. I claim responsible for fire, California. It ain't showing it for now. I have it on my phone though.
Tyler McCain was not arrested for this. Representatives shared that they have to have enough evidence to prove a level of criminal negligence necessary for an arrest based on factors set out in California law. And in this case, in the case of the fire at the McCain residence, factors were not present.
You know, to Ted DeBias joining us, veteran trial lawyer and author of No Body Homicides. That's now.
Here it is right here.
And we now know who caused the fire on Olinda Drive in Anderson that saw nearby homes evacuated and hundreds of acres
Right
burned.
there.
The North States News' Max Tedford is live out at the property where it started. Max, what did you learn today?
Right there.
Well, Glenn, we now know that the fire was started here by a car left running at this property on Olinda Road. And we now have confirmed that both the car that caused the fire and this property are owned by Tyler McCain, husband of the missing Nikki Saelee McCain.
McCain approached me today while I was filming the damage left behind by the fire, sharing he was cited for it. He told me he just bought a car to fix up and had left it running for a few minutes while he went to get something inside.
Why
When he returned, he says the fire was ignited. He did allow me on the property to film the damage. I spoke with a neighbor of his named Charles, who asked us not to show his face, but shared while his home was safe, many of his neighbors were threatened by the fire.
He left the car unattended in dry grass, which is the reason why the fire burnt down 96 acres. That's a lot.
But he's fired up. We know we want immediate justice. We know we want the other case to be solved. There's aggressions behind it, but there is due process. There is things that we have to wait on.
I asked CAL FIRE representatives why this fire resulted in a citation, whereas a fire like the Hidden Fire ended up with an arrest. They share they have to have enough evidence to prove a level.
Am I doing anything on Sebastian? You never know.
Level of criminal negligence necessary for an arrest, something they say was not present in this case.
All right, that's the part that I wanted to show you, was that fire. That's the one I found. Back at it.
Every arson case I have ever investigated and prosecuted takes time to develop. Every piece of that vehicle has to be taken apart and looked at.
Absolutely.
For instance, they're not all this easy. In one high-profile arson I prosecuted where a millionaire murdered his wife, I walked in and looked at where the fire dog, the accelerant dog, hit. You know, like a drug dog or a cadaver dog or a scent dog. They hit. I looked where it looked like, to the naked eye, someone had poured Coca-Cola all over the kitchen floor and it dried. That's what it looked like post-fire. I could see it. It was not hard to see at all that accelerant had been poured on the floor. He later claimed, wait for it, that he had been up late that night cleaning his wife's shoes with a shoe cleaner, much like fingernail polish, that contained toluene, which of course is an accelerant.
Correct.
Just let that soak in, pardon the pun. So what I'm telling you is, right there on the scene, you don't really know what happened. You have to investigate it painstakingly. Tobias?
Yes, that's exactly right, Nancy. Arson cases are notoriously tough to prosecute because they are very difficult scientific cases, forensic cases to look at and to determine, how did this fire start? The case you talked about happened indoors, where at least you could see some things and take measurements. Outdoors, it's going to be incredibly difficult. You mentioned earlier about the volume of gasoline. Well, of course, in a car, there is an entire tank of gasoline.
Yeah, but what about the land that they couldn't even search?
Might be 20, 15 gallons of fuel / accelerant there. That is going to make this investigation incredibly difficult.
Guys, what do we know? We know that her vehicle, and listen, and I'm talking about the vehicles a lot. Why? Because the last thing we have with Nikki Chang is her Chevy Avalanche, and it's parked out on a remote county road. New York Control Room, can I see the photo of that huge overpass out in the middle? There you go. The car is found up under that, is my understanding of where the car was found. Okay, that didn't just happen. That's all I've got of her. And now this other car spontaneously combusts with a catalytic converter. Let me understand something, Chloe, Saelee, and Kay Ford, because I'm not getting an answer. You get a text from your sister, Nikki. She says, I'm taking my mother-in-law's vehicle back to her home. I'm getting a ride back to my home. Can we confirm that ever happened? Not the text, because you've already told me you believe the text was, in fact, from her. Who's supposed to bring her home? Did the mother-in-law's car make it to the mother-in-law's home? Did the mother-in-law see her? Or did she drop it off, hop in a car, and leave? What do you know about that, Chloe? Because that point is where all the stories diverge.
Yeah, so that part is very unclear. We don't know if she actually got a ride back to her home. We don't even know if she even made it to her mother-in-law's house, or if she did, what exactly happened right after that.
I don't understand that, Chloe. Where's the mother-in-law in this scenario? Because I would assume that she would be screaming into a microphone somewhere. Nikki is the mother of my grandchildren. She dropped my car off here at X time, and I didn't see her.
That's the part that doesn't make sense to me, because you figured exactly what Nancy just said. She'd be saying the same thing, but she ain't out there saying shit. She ain't saying not one word. You haven't seen her in front of a microphone anywhere. And that's another part that's like, So is this a family dynamic, allegedly?
Her since so-and-so picked her up, and that's the last time I saw her. I'm not hearing that. Why am I not hearing that, Chloe?
Same with me too. We're all wondering the same thing as well, Nancy.
Okay, Chloe.
Yes.
Have you tried to contact the mother-in-law?
I did. I had asked her if Nikki took an Uber out from her house, and she did tell me, nope, not out of here.
Did she tell you Nikki brought the car?
She did not.
Did you ask her if Nikki brought the car?
I did not.
Okay, you know what, Chloe? I'm not attacking you, because I've looked back at things I did during stressful situations. I'm like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why didn't I fill in the blank? It could be anything. But you did call the mother-in-law and you did ask, how did she leave? And her response was, Nikki did not leave in an Uber. That's what she said. Did she say anything else?
That was it. That it was through text message, and then that was all. She just said she did not Uber out of here.
Okay, I've got a question. Do you have your cell phone with you right now, Chloe?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Could you text her right now and ask her, did Nikki drop your car off that night?
Yes, I could do that.
Thank you. We may or may not get an answer.
She said, damn. So Nancy wanted her to text her right there. Let's see what the answer is. I didn't see this one.
Find out.
California mom of 4 missing for over a month. Hubby found with car torched.
Okay. Charges against the husband dropped. Straight out to Lauren Collin, investigative reporter. What happened?
Yes, on Friday, everybody was so disappointed as the DA, Stephanie Bridget, threw out the charges because she didn't have her star witness. Now, what's very confusing and perplexing to a lot of people is Stephanie Bridget actually formed the Family Violence Unit, which specializes in prosecuting offenders that harm the most vulnerable, like women and children. And so everybody was extremely disappointed in this decision by DA Bridget.
I'm trying to understand exactly what happened. Take a listen to this.
The imminent domestic violence case against Tyler McCain now dismissed. Why? Because Nikki Saelee McCain, the alleged victim and state's only witness, is still mysteriously missing. Without Nikki, there's not enough evidence to go forward. The DA's office reserves all rights to refile the case in the future. Nikki's sister says Tyler McCain is escorted into court by police through a back door, and once charges are dismissed, he leaves through the back door and directly into a police van.
Joining me in All-Star panel, I want to go to veteran, former prosecutor, now author, Ted DeBias. The only witness is missing.
Yes, that makes.
I would argue the case could go forward as some sort of a dying declaration, which is a hearsay exception, an exception to the hearsay rule, based on what Nikki said to other people. There's been a lot of no-body cases prosecuted.
I just don't understand why they can't do anything. You said Mr. Clean Magic Eraser will clean shoes real nicely. I've heard somebody say that, but I've never seen no one try it. What's going on though? Sadie said, hey T, good to see you back to work. I truly missed your live streams. I'm happy now. Thank you, Sadie. Nice to see you, my friend. Chilling. What's going on, Cindy? Nice to see you. Gang. You said I personally witnessed a Camry after crashing into me. It ended up on a grass bank mid-November, still pressing the accelerator, caught the grass underneath on fire because the exhaust was so hot. Must have been a real dry area, too. That must have been a real dry area.
You're the author. You wrote the book on no-body cases. That's the name of it. No-body homicide cases, a practical guide to investigating, prosecuting, and winning cases when the victim is missing.
No-body homicide.
How could the state go forward? Did they have to drop the charges?
So it's hard to say without knowing all the evidence the state had. Clearly, not having the star witness, the victim in this case, makes it difficult. But as you know, Nancy, there are excited utterances. There are maybe statements for treatment for medical purposes. There are, of course, possibly photographs of the injury. There are statements made to others that could come in a domestic violence case. So you'd have to look at all of the evidence and say, can this case go forward without the victim? As you know, in domestic violence cases, Nancy, it is not at all uncommon for a victim who is not missing, who is present, to decide they do not want to cooperate, right? It is very common in domestic violence cases for women, because women are typically the victim, to come forward and say, he's nice now, we don't have a problem, I don't want him to go to jail, he's the father of my children, he's the breadwinner, all of those things. And the cases still can go forward without that victim testifying. You have to look at the circumstances, though. And I'll add one other thing, Nancy. In most states, if a person procures the absence of a witness and the government can prove that, that can be used in the underlying assault case. Another word, if he's only a suspect, if Tyler McCain had something to do with Nikki's disappearance and the government can prove that, they could certainly move forward on the domestic violence charge as well as any type of murder case, if that's in fact what we're looking at here.
Next.
And you are right, Ted Tobias. He is a suspect in the brutal assault on Nikki, where her hands and feet were tied. Tape was placed over her mouth. She was beaten severely and cold water poured on her. Chloe Saelee, did Nikki ever discuss the beating with you?
Yes, she did.
What did she say?
She told me exactly what was in the report, and she did tell me she thought she was going to die.
Thank you, Donna. Or Donnie. Thank you.
You know what, Chloe? Those words must taste like dirt in your mouth. I've had so many cases, Chloe and Kay, where women have said to their friends or their sisters like you, one of these days he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. Or if I go missing, he did it. I mean, and now here you are telling me that she said that. Kay Ford also joining me, Nikki's other beloved sister. Kay, did Nikki ever tell you what happened during that particular beating?
Yes. She did say that, like Chloe said, she thought that was going to be the end. That was going to be the time he did it. And she was scared to death. She was scared for her life. And she did state that the next time, if it were to ever happen again, could be it.
Damn.
And this time she actually pressed charges. She actually went for help. Kay, I believe that assaults of this brutality,
right at him too.
It's not the first time the woman has been attacked. You don't go from 0 to 160 mph in a matter of seconds. Kay, do you know of any prior?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Eastern Girls. Actually was just talking to Nick about that earlier. You're talking, hold up 1 second. Let me pull it up. He said he will kill anyone. We were talking back and forth earlier, and it was a Joshua James Zimmerman, escaped inmate. I'm pretty sure he's on 60+ days right now. I was looking at this. I don't know where everything is taking place. I'm gonna have to hit Nick up again later. Actually, I talked to him, I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was even last night. There's been a lot going on. I'm pretty sure it was was it earlier today? No, it was yesterday. Let me look at this date. Yes, 150. Okay, so it was last night, and I was talking to him about it, and he was talking about the escaped inmate. His friend killed an officer in Connecticut, I believe. The dude's friend ended up killing someone. I think his name was Mike Smith. Yeah, that's why I keep saying no updates. I can't talk about 90% of the updates because they're on me the best. Oh, okay. Zimmerman's best friend, Waterbury boy, he did this. Yeah, Nick was showing me a lot of the stuff here last night. It's pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy. And again, his friend killed an officer, and he's making his way towards all these states, or he's going through all these states. I'm gonna have to jump into that. You said that profile, which all of his possible looks is crazy. Joshua Zimmerman. We might have to dive into it. So law enforcement also knew what her husband was.
Assaults by McCain on Nikki.
There were several assaults on Nikki. She didn't feel comfortable, or like we've mentioned before, she didn't want to rip the family apart. So anytime the police would come, she would not make a report. And this time, because the beating was so severe, she endured it for 3 hours. Because of this incident, we pushed her to go to the hospital and make that report.
What did she say happened to her during the attack?
That she was bound and beaten, and that he tried to drown her, but he was too tired. So that's why he poured the water on her face. And she was able to get away because he was so exhausted from the beating that she was able to have a few moments that she ran away, that
it's all good, escaped. Lisa. Appreciate you.
Where were the children when the aggravated assault occurred?
They were in the care of our family.
The search for Nikki Saelee McCain continues, extending now onto tribal land. The Wind River Casino granted permission for family, friends, and concerned citizens to come together on 2 days to search the grounds and by plane. Chloe Saelee, Nikki's sister, tells local news reporters that the area is close to where McCain was last seen or heard from. Other parts of tribal grounds remain private due to tribal sovereignty. Access has to be requested and granted before an area can be searched.
And that area has not been fully searched. I'm understanding the Redding Rancheria is telling the family.
Redding Rancheria, that's another part where I ran into research that it's hard for them to search these different areas. And was he big-headed because he was in this tribal? I don't know. They say it's type cult. I don't know. When I looked at it, they were like, this is like a cult type thing. They're quiet. I have no idea. It's a whole nother rabbit hole right there looking at that. Appreciate you, Jersey Junebug, for the support to the channel. I appreciate it as always. Been here for a long time too. Shout out to you.
Family, they don't know if video exists. Really? What casino doesn't have video? They're better than NASA, for Pete's sake. Lauren Collins joining me, investigative reporter, host of The Outlier. What do we know about the Rancheria?
This is very interesting, Nancy. The Redding Rancheria tribe, Tyler McCain's family essentially runs it. They have major ties to this. His mom's sister, his aunt, is the vice chairman, and other family members, their last name is Hayward, other family members are council members. So many locals that I've spoken to are very frustrated as to why they are not being more helpful in this search.
Chloe Saelee and Kay Ford. Let me go to you, Chloe. I did not realize the ties between Nikki's husband, Tyler McCain, family with the Rancheria. Now stating, did they actually say they don't know if they've got video?
Right.
So that's what I've been reading online as well too, and I hope that's not true because I know they have the best security system, or security and best camera system.
To Brian Fitzgibbons joining us, Director Operations USPA Nationwide Security. You can find him at uspasecurity.com. Brian, help me out. Why are we not getting a full search of the Rancheria? Why are they saying they may not have video of the night she was there? I don't understand this.
Yeah, this is absolutely concerning, Nancy, especially with the familial ties that Tyler has to the leadership of the Rancheria. We all know that the casino will have...
That's the part that I was looking at, the ties. And when, I don't know, maybe I might need to do a deep dive into the ties because, again, when I was looking a little bit, it was talking about cult mind frame. And I'm like, is it really a situation like that or is it something else?
Unbelievable footage and security systems. We've heard and we're aware that the Rancheria has only allowed 2 days of searches to take place on tribal lands. We're at the point that these search parties need to have full access. Public shows of support from the Rancheria mean nothing at this point. They really need to open up access to the tribal lands.
A show of support, my rear end. I want to search the land. But at this point, let's be real, Brian Fitzgibbons. Time is passing. Every day is passing. Whoever is responsible for Nikki's disappearance has had plenty of time to move evidence. If it was ever on that tribal land, who are we kidding right now?
Correct. Every day that goes by, this investigation gets harder and harder. And with the terrain out here as it is, it's as difficult as can be. So full access needs to be granted immediately.
But of course, you cannot force tribal land owners. The federal government, much less local state government, cannot get in there.
All right, there we go.
They can't get in there unless the tribal authorities allow it. Guys, if you know or even think you know anything about the disappearance of Nikki Chang, please dial 530-245-6540. Repeat.
I mean, in case he ever shares anything, I don't know if there will ever be justice in this case. I mean, when you look at it, they need a piece of evidence. They need something to be able to get this dude. There's really not much to go off of in this case.
530-245-6540, or you can call NorCal Alliance for the Missing.
Somebody said, what? That's funny. Oh, I got something for your ass. Let me download this. There it is. Why is it not downloading? The hell? Oh no. Oh, I see why. That's why.
T-REV, get the hell out of here. You suck. You shouldn't be streaming no more. Shut up, bitch.
That's funny. That's so funny. He said he knew exactly what he was doing and leaving her, especially on native land. I don't know. Supposedly she was dropping the car off, though, at her in-laws. She was there supporting her in-law who was in the hospital. And then she's dropping the car off. And what now? You know what I mean?
T-REV, get the hell out of here. You suck. You shouldn't be streaming no more. Shut up, bitch. Oh my God! Bing bang!
I'm sorry, that's funny to me. Shut up, bitch. I think it's funny. Right?
T-REV, get the hell out of here. You suck. You shouldn't be streaming no more. Shut up, bitch.
Yo, I'm about to set up a Streamlabs where I just hit these buttons right here and it's like, shut up, bitch. No. Watch. I was just setting it up before and it was like playing these different GIFs, but it actually has the sounds with them. It's funny. It's funny to me. It really is. Sorry, y'all. We ain't going anywhere. Nah, never. I'm just getting back in the groove. I had to also kick my son off the computer because, my son was in here jamming on the computer playing. He was like, man, he loves to play on this computer. I don't know what it is, but my son loves this computer. Earlier, I'm like, buddy, I gotta get in on here and go live and do some. He was like, man, I'm having fun. He was having fun for sure. You said gotta laugh at these trolls, Volfan. You said Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3, Article 1, Section 8, the 14th Amendment of the Constitution is why federal law agency and state law agency, local police department cannot search the tribal land. Gotta go. Love the chat. Appreciate you, Jersey. That tribal land is something. And they couldn't. What's the sovereignty? The hell is it? Something sovereignty. Can't remember what it was though. Boy, how many are you gonna make? Let me put you in a 20-minute wait session there, huh? Make sure he's not looking. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Sonya Massey. So we got Sonya Massey. We got that case. I was just literally working on a video. Who was it about? Elijah View. I think it was like 16 minutes long. Been making these things fast though. I'm a voiceover this one. Let me see. Pull this up here. Go back. No, that's of Nikki. Where's the one that I was just working on? Here it is.
In a world where the disappearance of a child should ignite an all-out search, the case of Elijah View is nothing short of disturbing. A young boy gone without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions.
Ooh. Yeah, that one's 16 minutes long. I gotta still work on that. You said the same name, so original.
Oh my God!
Excuse me. The fuck did you just say?
Spirit box. Yo. So yes, tribal land stuff in other cases can mean more to them than people. What? Information. And I'm trying to think of what part of California they said it was in. I'm trying to remember off the top of the head. Redding. Yeah, it was Redding, California. It says the Redding, California is home to several Native American tribes, which the Redding Rancheria being one of the most prominent. The Redding Rancheria is federally recognized tribe that includes members of the Pitt River, Yana, and Wintu tribes. Hopefully I said that right. Here's some key information about tribal land and sovereignty in this region. So tribal sovereignty, definition. Tribal sovereignty refers to the inherent authority of tribes to govern themselves within the borders of the United States. This includes managing their lands. I don't know, lost where I was reading that. Yeah, managing their lands, resources, and internal affairs without undue interference from federal or state governments. Legal framework. Tribal sovereignty is recognized and protected under U.S. law, particularly through treaties, the U.S. Constitution, and various federal statutes. Okay. However, it is not absolute and can be limited by federal law. So, too, Redding Rancheria, the history. The Redding Rancheria was established in 1922 for homeless Native Americans, but was terminated by the U.S. government in 1959, losing their federal recognition. However, in 1983, the tribe was restored to federal recognition, allowing them to reclaim some of their rights and lands. The Rancheria is located in Shasta County near Redding. The tribe owns and operates various enterprises, including the Wind River Resort and Casino, which provides revenue and employment for tribal members. Land sovereignty and jurisdiction. So the trust land. Much of the tribal land is held in trust by the U.S. government, meaning that the tribe has control over the land, but does not hold the title. Trust land is generally exempt from state and local news, but federal laws, and local laws, but federal laws still apply. Jurisdiction. The tribe has jurisdiction over its trust land and can govern its members, enforce laws, and manage resources. However, jurisdictional issues can be complex, particularly when non-Native Americans or state and local governments are involved. So it says preservation. The Redding Rancheria and other local tribes are actively involved in preserving their cultural heritage, languages, and traditional practices. This includes practicing or protecting sacred sites, maintaining traditional ecological knowledge, and participating in environmental conservation efforts. That was economical developable plan. Or hold on, it says economic development. Now, enterprises, tribal economic development is vital for the community's well-being in Redding. This includes casinos, hospitality services, and other businesses that fund social services, healthcare, education, and infrastructure for tribal members. Challenges. Despite economic gains, many tribes face challenges such as poverty, limited resources, and ongoing legal battles over land rights and sovereignty. the legal battles here. Let's jump into those. There are ongoing legal and political challenges related to land claims, water rights, and the expansion of tribal lands. Their issues often involve negotiations with the federal, state, and local governments. So there's a lot of different factors into this case. It's weird. You said not at all is lost. Is Nikki Saelee McCain a citizen of the tribe via a marriage? That can be the legal loophole for law enforcement can search the property. They got to be able to search somewhere. I mean, she didn't just fall off the face of the planet, and her vehicle was found in a desolate area. So you have her vehicle that is all the way out in the middle of nowhere. You have the husband who has the 4 felonies of assault and battery, whatever the charges were on her, and she had, allegedly had bruising, etc. And she was the only witness in the case. He beats the charges. It just, I don't know. It seems pretty cut and dry, allegedly. Now, there's nothing, to charge him with, but I mean, it makes sense to me. It makes hella sense to me. Crazy. You said so sad to see so many abuse cases end up as missing cases. It doesn't make sense, Mark. It doesn't, because it seems pretty cut and dry when you look at this case. It's like, damn, he did it allegedly. Allegedly, you got to add that, because you just don't. There's nothing showing he did, but if you look at it, it's pretty much painting the whole story for you, if that makes sense. And I have plenty more. Sass, keep them coming. Using the same name makes it easier to, right? Bing bang. That's funny. That's a funny one too. He said that's right there is enough information, or that right there is enough information to make it obvious that he did something. He did this 100%. You said, what if she knew he would beat charges and she doesn't want to be found? She planned her getaway. Unfortunately, that means everyone to protect yourself. I don't know, that's a good. Could she have left, Linda? I mean, again, that's something that I feel like her family would know more, but it's not unheard of, though. People have left. Women have left and went with one person and been able to hide for a good amount of time. So, I mean, it's a possibility, but did that happen? I don't know if she's close, really close with her sisters. Maybe she would tell them about somebody if she was talking to him, but the elders are the ones who decide. That's true too. The elders there at the land. Is that what you're saying, Tammy? Crazy. If she knew in her heart she would be unalive the next time it happened. They're waiting on charges because it's fitting to be worse. Yeah. You would think. You would think. Crazy. Let me see this here. That's a good one. That one's gone. What's this other one at? Nope. Seen that already. What is the other one?
I hear that correctly. Okay. How far away does Nikki live from your mother?
Not very far, about maybe a 15-minute drive. Not very far at all.
Okay. I want to check my information, Chloe, and I'm going to bring in Kay Ford. This is Nikki's other lookalike sister. Chloe, to get from...
And they all do look alike.
Nikki's home to her mother's home, would she have to go past where her vehicle, where her Chevy is finally located? Would that be en route?
No, not at all. That's a different direction.
Chloe, did your sister Nikki often go visit with your mom?
Yes, she did. So we just assume she's at my mom's house. And then Monday rolls around and, it's busy. It's the end of the school year. And so I'm just kind of we're super busy. And so then by Tuesday, I'm like, wait a second, have you guys heard from Nikki? And so we text in the family group message, and we're kind of like trying to figure out where she is. I call my mom. My mom's like, no, we have not seen her. And so this is when we're really starting to panic. And so then on Wednesday.
Hey, right there. Sorry to break in, but what is her practice and custom regarding text? See, I've got one sibling that never, you have to write over and over and over. And finally, I have to write the spouse, okay, and say, hey, what's happening? That's normal. That's no big deal. The other sibling writes back just like that. So my question is, what kind of texter is Nikki?
Actually, she's a little bit of both, but
okay. The reason I'm asking is because at this juncture by Monday, it's still not really a big deal that she hasn't texted back, because sometimes she does that, right?
Yes. But it doesn't go that long without her texting me back.
Gotcha. Listen, my sister, who I adore, has her hands full with a lot of things, and sometimes she can go like 10 days and go, oh yeah, right, I meant to text.
You said her family would definitely lie for her
earlier. And it's really no big deal, and I don't find that unusual. Okay, so we're at Monday. Then what happens?
Okay, I was like, okay, so no text message, and I didn't really think much. And then by Tuesday, that's when we kind of start to panic and kind of get worried about where she might be, because my mom's like, oh no, I haven't seen her.
Okay, you are hearing Chloe Saelee. This is Nikki's lookalike sister. Now I want to go to other sister, Kay Ford.
Did y'all see the video of hold up? This is a video of Tyler, right? I'm gonna pull it up right now. Tyler McCain video. I found it on YouTube before. Walking into courthouse. Nope, that's not it. Nikki McCain, Tyler McCain. I'm gonna find it right now. I swear I had it. I got it right here. But it was on TikTok, I believe. Maybe I have to pull up TikTok. 1 second. Let's pull up TikTok then. Can't stand TikTok.
Never brush your teeth right after eating, especially if it's something acidic like soda or citrus.
I said never brush your teeth after eating, especially if that is your wife. 1 second. Don't listen to that advice there. Tyler McCain. Maybe this is it right here. Let's see. Nah, that's not a video. Nope. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, maybe he does watch it. Let's see. That's where I got the version I had. Why the heck is it not playing? I'm gonna get it. Watch. I'm gonna get it.
It's so important that you are speaking out now.
Because he flicks off the camera. He's like,
you've been trying to speak
he
out.
literally flicks off the camera to the sister.
You've been searching, you've been putting up flyers, you've been doing everything right. But for some reason, nobody seems to have been looking for her. And I think it has to do with getting on to a plot of land that is tribal land. You can't just ride on there and start looking, among other things, which I'll go into. But hey, we're here now. We're looking now. For everybody joining us, I want to give you that tip line again. Control room, if you can flash it up there, 530-245-6540. Slowly, 530-245-6540.
Thank you for the love. So glad you're back, T-REV. Rev Gang Strong. Appreciate you being. Thank you. And welcome, Amanda. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you guys for supporting.
540. Listen, there's a $10,000 reward for information leading to Nikki's whereabouts. You want $10,000? Work for it. Call the tip line. Back to Kay Ford, Nikki's sister. Kay, tell me about when I imagine you and Chloe were on the phone nonstop once you realized, hey, she's not responding. But tell me when it dawned on you, how it came about, Kay, that you realized Nikki's not answering. I can't find
charges
her.
on him.
When, like Chloe said, the messages weren't going
That's
through.
the thing. She pressed charges on him. So I'm not, that's the part that I don't understand. I don't know if they were broken up there at the end, but it doesn't seem like it if she's going to the in-laws and dropping off the vehicle and trying to be there for his brother. I don't know. It seems as if maybe they're still dating, and that's what left open the gap of, for her to get caught up the way she did and whatever happened. Again, I don't know the full circumstances. I do know based off of the, deep dive that I did on the case that she was there in support of her in-law. So maybe I feel like she had to be around him at some point, but who knows?
Through, we hadn't heard from her, and everyone that we had talked to during that time, no one really had a concrete answer or a good explanation about what she had been doing or where she had gone.
Got it. Now, here's my question. I understand that shortly after midnight that Nikki sends a text that she is taking her mother-in-law's vehicle back to the mother-in-law's home. Did you get that text, Kay?
No, this one was sent directly to Chloe.
Okay, Chloe gets that text. Okay. Chloe, that text, that's around midnight, and she's texting with you, and I know you and Kay and Nikki share all information extremely close. You get this text stating that she is taking her mother-in-law's car back to the mother-in-law's house.
That is mine.
Now that's at midnight. And
we could, I've been wanting to do one because I want to do one on Sonya Massey. That's the one I want to do one on. Sonya Massey. For some reason, every time I mention something like that, something starts going on. I'll just say that.
It's near the Wind River Casino. Is that right, Chloe?
Yes, that's right.
Does anybody in the family work at the casino?
Yes, we have family members who do work at Wind River Casino, and Nikki herself worked there as well a few years before.
Okay, so she had worked at a casino as a what?
She was a cocktail waitress there.
Cocktail waitress.
Okay, now who works at the casino now within your family?
Oh, no one works at the casino. Tyler's, her mother-in-law lives on the Rancheria, which is 2 doors down from the casino.
On the Rancheria.
Gotcha. Okay, so nobody's working there now. The mother-in-law lives a little bit down at the Rancheria near Wind River Casino. Do I have that correct?
Yes.
Facts. I'm ready for
that. Kay, was the mother-in-law's vehicle actually taken to the mother-in-law's? Did that happen?
From her messages, that's where she was headed.
We
didn't hear from her as far as once she got to the mother-in-law's house. So we can't definitively confirm that.
Was the mother-in-law in the car with her, or was she just driving the car back on her own and then getting a ride back home?
You want to know what I seen about Sonya Massey's case that was pretty crazy today that I seen? It was that she was telling her mom like weeks before, or not, I'm sorry, not weeks before, days before, 4 days in a row that she was going to die. So she kept telling her, I'm going to die. 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 And then boom, she dies. I seen a video on that today. It was pretty crazy.
How was that working?
She was driving by herself in the vehicle. From what she told
by
us, she
herself.
Was, mm-hmm.
Okay, here's it may sound like an odd question, but Chloe, you got the text. Did the text appear to be from Nikki? You know, everybody has a style of texting. My texts are as short as possible. Other people go on and on and on. They'll send you 3 paragraphs in a text. Was this text from Nikki her normal texting style?
Yes, it was. Because right before that, we were kind of talking about other things too. So I that only me and her would know. So it didn't like her.
Like what? What other things?
She was just talking about the situation with her, the family member that was in the hospital, and just kind of the people mentioning children's names. And so it felt like it was her.
Okay, so you feel sure that was Nikki texting, and you believe, based on this is very important, ladies, because this is starting my timeline.
He said foreshadowing, she felt it within, and evil came straight to, yeah. It makes me want to go back and look at it, because it's the video that I watched earlier, I'm trying to remember what the name of the channel was, but they made a documentary on it, but it had the parts in there with the mother, Sonya Massey's mom. She was talking about how 4 days before, her daughter had started saying that she was going to die. She kept saying, I'm going to die. I'm going to die soon. I'm going to die soon. Boom, right to her front door. She dies. It is crazy.
You believe she was alive that at midnight that night, and you believe, based on the authenticity of that text, that Nikki, sent that text. And because it was Nikki sending the text, you believe she really was returning that car to her mother-in-law's. Would you agree, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, isn't it true, ladies, that after that text, no one sees or hears from Nikki again?
Correct.
Nikki now missing a month. 4 children are asking, where's mommy, as young as 7 years old. We are learning her Chevy Avalanche found in a remote and hilly area on an old county road. But here's another problem in the search for Nikki, the time delay. Listen.
8 days passed from when Nikki Saelee McCain was last seen by her family and the day her truck was found abandoned in Tehama County. According to a missing persons flyer released by the family, McCain was reportedly picked up from a residence near Wind River Casino in Redding, California, and may have been later dropped off at her home in Anderson. Investigators have not said where in Tehama County the 2002 Chevrolet Avalanche was found, or if the location is the home where McCain may have been picked up. Police have also not released whether the truck was in working order.
Okay, this is a problem. How did she get from the mother-in-law's back to her place? Did she ever get a ride? Did she get a ride? If so, with who? Joining me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. For those of you joining us, there's a $10,000 reward for information that leads to the location of Nikki Saelee McCain, known as Nikki. Her family calls her Nikki Chain. To Dave Mack, crimeonline.com investigative reporter. I understand that her Chevy Avalanche was found in this hilly terrain. What I don't get is how we go from her being in her mom-in-law's white Tahoe. How did she go from that to her Chevy being in a completely different area? Control room, if I could see that map again. It's completely way away from any radius where Nikki would have been traveling. Look where her Avalanche was located as it relates.
I mean, that's right down the street. So McCain residence here, Wind River Resort and Casino here. Takedown 5. I mean, it's really not that far. But they're saying it's in a desolate area. The vehicle was in a desolate area, somewhere where somebody wouldn't want it to be found or would not want it to be found. So they obviously had to get off here and maybe stuck it in. I don't know where exactly it was found at, but they did say it was very desolate during the research I did.
It's to her home. And the reason we've got the Wind River Resort Casino up there is because that's where the mother-in-law lives. So that's not en route, Dave Mack. Dave, what can you tell me about where this vehicle is located? And then I'm going to circle back on how critical it is to this investigation that we've lost 8 days. Go ahead.
All right.
What's going on, Martha?
Distance is about 45 miles from the Wynn Casino, or the Wynn,
right?
From where the casino is to where the vehicle was actually found. You mentioned a rugged, kind of hilly terrain. Well, it was actually a bridge area, like an overpass with an off-ramp. And my understanding is that the vehicle was actually pulled around the off-ramp and underneath, like it was being stashed a little bit. See, there you've got the one place that could actually be considered maybe a bridge.
Avalanches are
very rural terrain.
That's funny.
45 miles rather from the casino. And all we know is that she took her mother-in-law's car.
That's a good question.
To a home owned by the family. We don't know what happened. She was supposed to be picked up by somebody and taken to her home in Anderson, but there's nothing indicating that took place. All we know is that she arrived with her mother-in-law's car and her vehicle ended up.
But it was saying that Nikki Saelee McCain was last seen at Mercy Hospital in Reading. So Mercy Hospital, Reading, California. That's what it said. Glad you asked that. Mercy Hospital was the name of it. I just can't find it. Oh, well, there we go. So Mercy Medical Center in Reading. 2175 Rosaline Avenue, Reading, California, 96001. Excuse me. Again, it's 2175 Rosaline Ave, Reading, California, 96001. That's the last place. Well, says Nikki Saelee McCain was last seen at Mercy Hospital in Reading, California. She was there with her husband, family, supporting her brother-in-law who had been admitted for treatment. Everything seemed normal until the early hours of the next morning, where Nikki sent a text to her sister, Chloe, informing her that she was driving their mother-in-law's car back home. It was just after midnight, and it would be the last time anyone heard that from her, or heard from her, period. So she was at that Mercy Hospital. I wonder if they got any camera footage of her leaving that hospital.
45 miles away in the middle of nowhere.
Why would she pull her vehicle, her Avalanche, up under that behemoth? There is no reason she wouldn't be under there. Somebody stashed her car under that overpass. Joining me, an incredible team of experts, in addition to Dave Mack, Ted DeBias joining us out of D.C., former assistant U.S. attorney in D.C., and author of Nobody Homicide Cases, a practical guide to investigating, prosecuting, and winning cases when the victim is missing. Also with me, Brian Fitzgibbons, Director of Operations for USPA Nationwide Security, who leads a team of investigators specializing in finding missing people. Okay, first to you, Ted DeBias, joining us out of DC. Ted, that vehicle, the Chevy Avalanche, must be combed carefully and processed correctly. We can't screw this up.
Nope.
What should be done, or should be being done right now with that Avalanche?
Absolutely, Nancy. You're going to want your crime scene folks to scrub this thing like never before. You're looking for DNA. You're looking for blood, hair, fiber. You're also going to check and see, does this have a GPS? A lot of cars today have tracking devices that are part of their system. Used to be OnStar and some of these other things. You're going to check for that. You're also going to be looking
Arlene?
for,
Nice to
okay,
see you.
where is the cell phone of Nikki? We already know she had a cell phone. we know she was texting. You're going to start looking at cell tower information and figure out where could she be. Now, if it's a rural area, which I think a number of your folks on the program have said, that could be more difficult because rural areas tend to have fewer cell towers and it becomes more difficult to track where those phones are. But those are the types of forensic evidence which is key in a missing persons case, particularly if, God forbid, it turns into a no-body homicide. The forensic evidence is always key to these cases, Nancy.
Okay, a lot of questions about the Chevy Avalanche. Put device back up. Tad, when you state it's got to be, you said scrubbed, it needs to be processed with a fine-tooth comb. And this is where I have found evidence in the past on the handle, on the driver's door handle, where somebody opens the door, around the handle, on the ignition, if there is a gear shift, on the shift. Also,
how you doing, Arlene? I see Arlene coming in. Opal, how you guys doing tonight? Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Bing bang. Oh my God.
I've had a case, and specifically it was the case of Teresa Hallback, who was a victim of Stephen Avery.
I don't know, the Teresa Hallback, Stephen Avery. That's another freaking case that's super weird.
Who became a media darling and making a murderer. Okay. He killed her, no question. A jury agreed.
Right, Diane?
Perspiration, his DNA was found on the ignition. They didn't know each other.
What's going on, sweet
And so there was no reason for that to be. His DNA was found elsewhere. But that said, it's very important that this avalanche be processed appropriately and very carefully. I've seen cases rise and fall.
Yeah, but I feel like that's her husband. Her husband's handprints, fingerprints, DNA is probably all in that vehicle. So what much more are you going to get out of it if there's no blood? There's no sign of a struggle. There's nothing there for you to get. That's how I'm looking at it.
On
Nancy, can I give you one
let me just say sloppy gathering of evidence. And I've got a quick question to one of the sisters, either one, Chloe K. Am I seeing a handicap sticker on her tag?
Yeah, Tyler had just bought her maybe a week or two before she went missing.
You said how long has she been missing? May, I believe it was since May of 2023. So she's been missing for over a year. Well over a year now. Going on to what, a year and 4 months, 3 months, something like that.
So it had not been registered to
a
them
handicap
yet.
sticker for what? Who's handicapped?
The previous owners. So this vehicle was not registered yet to Tyler or Nikki.
Okay, and that previous owner had a handicap sticker?
Yes.
Correct.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So how long had they had the Chevy?
I want to say
about
maybe
2 weeks before she went missing. A week or two.
What's going
2 weeks
on,
before
Lisa?
she went missing. Gotcha. Okay. Could be important. It will confuse getting fingerprints because there's going to be a lot of other people's prints in there that are not theirs. But that said, no problem. Brian Fitzgibbons is jumping in, joining us from USPA Nationwide Security. Jump in, Brian. Help me out. Any thought?
Yeah, Nancy, that is actually really important information that this was 2 weeks ago that the vehicle was purchased. So according to Tehama County Sheriff's bulletin, which in some jurisdictions they call a police log, when they found the vehicle, they assessed that there was some burn damage on the side of the vehicle. So, I think investigators need to find out, was this burn damage there?
Okay, I'm sorry. You cut out on me. What did you just say about burn damage?
Yes. So the Tehama County Sheriff's bulletin included a report that there was burn damage to the side of the avalanche. So I think it's important to
burn damage.
Oh my God!
What did he just say? He said burn damage.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
What kind of burn damage? Was it a cigarette burn damage? Was it gasoline burn damage? I mean, the Cadillac converter set a whole entire friggin' place on fire. Was he expecting to do the same thing here, allegedly? Was that what the burn damage was from, but it didn't happen? I don't know. I'm confused by that.
To note that jumped off the page to me, given the location where the avalanche was found and obviously the circumstances.
When you say burn damage, what do you mean by that?
So included in the bulletin, the official report that the Tehama County sheriffs make to the public on all their calls, the responding officer indicated that there was burn damage on the side of the vehicle. There were some photos circulated online that I believe showed part of that burn damage.
It's a story that
not enough that would make the vehicle not function. But you can see a little melting to the plastic areas on the vehicle.
Hold up. Why has it been? Hold up. So was it? Hold up. Is it May of 2024? Nikki Saelee McCain has been missing for over. Nikki Saelee McCain. Missing date. Has it really been only 2024? Let me see. No, you're right. It is May 17th. I don't know where I got 2023 from. Actually, it's May 17th of 2024. Correction. I'm glad you said that in chat too. So it actually is, and she's 39 years old from Reading. So she actually hasn't been missing that long. So it'd be, yeah, she's coming up on 3 months, literally coming up on 3 months. But the fact that these things are happening, he's got off on the 4 felony charges of abuse. Those were dismissed, and the prosecutor was talking about that right here. I played it before. Where is the prosecutor? I was trying to find the one where he was walking into the courthouse and flipped off the camera where the sister was standing at. Literally walked right in, flipped off the camera, and was like, F him. I know it was on TikTok, but...
An abandoned truck in a different county, missed phone calls and unanswered texts. Where is California mom Nikki Saelee McCain?
Well, right now we're between a rock and a hard spot, and I'll tell you why. First of all, the sisters joining us today, Nikki's sisters, Chloe and Kay, didn't realize anything was wrong. They got a late night text, Chloe did, midnight, from Nikki.
And they did this here too.
A rally outside the Shasta County Courthouse this morning where the husband of a missing Reading woman was in court to face abuse charges. Reporter Jesse Angelo shows us friends and family are not relenting on their Justice for Nikki campaign as they desperately search for answers in the disappearance of Nikki Saelee McCain.
Between 60 and 80 people showed up here today at the Shasta County Courthouse to demand justice for Nikki McCain. The crowd included family, friends, and community members who brought signs and loud voices for their cause.
We're here to be her voice. We're supporting the family, and we're just trying to come together to be her voice. Where is she? You know, we want answers and we want justice.
It's amazing to see how much support we have. We've made friends with people that used to be strangers, and so it makes me feel like we have a lot of people, you know, behind our backs. And so that makes me feel very confident that people are on our side and that they care about Nikki.
The hearing was continued until July 5th in order to give the prosecution more time to obtain evidence in the case.
Right.
And supporters here tell me they will continue to show up to offer help and support.
What happened to your fur baby? You said, sorry if I'm not in a good mood tonight. My dog is not doing good. It wants my attention. God bless you. I hate when the fur babies are sick.
To Nikki McCain's family. In Reading, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
I didn't see that.
After hearing many supporters of Nikki McCain, after the hearing, the supporters broke off and went into search party mode.
There's no way
they're still hoping to find the missing woman. She was last seen May 15th. Investigators have not identified her husband as a suspect in Nikki's disappearance.
Yeah, it figures. I mean, I don't think they would say that publicly either. They wouldn't say that publicly either. Just like they're not going to say in Sebastian's case who the prime suspect is and who's not the prime suspect. I mean, it's just, yeah, prime suspect is the father or the mother. No, they're not going to come out and tell you that. They're just not. You'll know, though, when they make an arrest. Yeah, there's been an arrest made. People be like, oh, shit. So-and-so got arrested.
We know it's Nikki because of her writing style and the information that the text contained. It was her. She was dropping off her mother-in-law's vehicle. I want everybody to put their minds to it and see if we can figure out who was supposed to take Nikki from that location back home. That said, that's that night. Then it's Monday, then Tuesday before they realize, hey, she never texted back. She's not at mom's house. So we've lost at least 3, if not 4 days. That is crazy. Critical. Brian Fitzgibbon's joining us, Director Operations, USPA, Nationwide Security.
Is everybody's fur baby sick right now? I know one of our dogs is sick too.
Every hour. Just let's say she's in a car, 60 mph. Every hour, she's 60 miles further away. If anyone has, and I pray to God this is not true, killed her, every hour hurts the investigation. It hurts in the discovery of the body. It hurts as to whether the body is subject to animal activity, as it is euphemistically called. Every hour makes this more difficult in finding Nikki. Agree, disagree?
Totally agree. And the vehicle being found 40 miles to the south, separating that from Nikki's residence and family homes definitely makes this challenging as well. It spreads out the search area quite a bit. The other thing that you're dealing with here, Nancy, is the rancheria. So a rancheria, for those who aren't familiar with it, is effectively a small Native American
and it's hard to get.
So you have tribal lands in the middle of this missing person search, which at a minimum complicates access for volunteer search parties and the like. So you lump that.
But my thing is, though, is how much does it complicate for volunteer search parties? Is it just like the land that they were on searching for Sebastian's case, where they were out in that one area and they found something, but they found out later that they needed permission? I don't know.
Add on to a very vast search area, remote terrain, and then issues with access. This is a very challenging search for Nikki.
A couple days.
You are so right. We are calling on you, our viewers, the public, to help find Nikki. Take a listen to this. Another fly in the ointment.
The search for Nikki Saelee McCain continues, extending now onto tribal land. The Wind River Casino granted permission for family, friends, and concerned citizens to come together on 2 days to search the grounds and by plane. Chloe Saelee, Nikki's sister, tells local news reporters that the area is close to where McCain was last seen or heard from. Other parts of tribal grounds remain private due to tribal sovereignty. Access has to be requested and granted before an area can be searched.
Damn. That's crazy.
Oh, dear Lord in heaven. You know how many times I've run up against this?
Hold up, y'all. I'll be right back. 1 second. I got to use the bathroom. But
when I would be told or get credible information.
Excuse me.
There'd been a murder.
Did you just say?
There was an ongoing child molestation, ongoing domestic violence that would result in a homicide on tribal territory. I can't just run in there with a search warrant, just bust up in the county issue Crown Victoria. That is not going to happen. It doesn't work that way. Dave Mack, what can you tell me? I mean, it took how long before the rancheria could be searched?
It did take a number of days, and the rancheria actually agreed to allow them to search in an area near the casino, near the area where she was last seen. And that was it. Now, the rancheria actually is contributing to the reward money. They've been participating in this again, but it's so limited, Nick. They haven't just said, come on in and look. They've said, you can look right here, but other areas sovereign Can't have it.
Brian Fitzgibbons, that is not helping me.
Yeah, so the tribe is limiting the search areas that these search parties can go on. They have put up a billboard. They have offered a $10,000 reward. These public shows of support have been made.
Wait a minute. Put Brian Fitzgibbons back up. Brian, I appreciate the money, but I would rather have a full-on search with scent dogs, bloodhounds, cadaver dogs, shoulder-to-shoulder cadets, volunteers, Chloe, Kay, everybody searching as far as they can. Not, hey, don't get past the shadow of this casino. No, that is not helping me, Fitzgibbons. What is their problem? I don't care if they hear me. What's the problem? Why wouldn't they let the searchers search beyond that?
I couldn't agree more, Nancy. I mean, these public shows of support mean nothing when you don't allow the search parties to completely search the tribal lands where Nikki was last known to be. So, they have to jump in here and actually open up access to these search parties.
Family members have released their own missing persons flyer with hopes of finding Nikki Saelee McCain. McCain is described by officials as 4'11" and weighing 110 pounds.
Family and friends plead for tips as the search continues for Nikki Saelee McCain, missing for over a month.
Joining me in an all-star panel, including Nikki's two sisters, Chloe and Kay. Chloe, to you, did the authorities not take her disappearance seriously? Why was there?
All right. Wow. He said, we'll probably fall asleep. I'll say night all now. Glad you're back. Appreciate you, Ann.
Such a slow start in the search for Nikki.
In the beginning, I did make a missing persons report through RPD, which is Reading Police Department. And then after giving that officer information, it turns out that because of where they were living and where she was last seen.
Those are some of the same pictures I was finding before, too.
It was in a different county. And so then it got switched over from the RPD department to the Shasta County Sheriff's Department.
Brenda said they probably
So that was a slowdown. In addition to the weekend delay, in addition to the 8 days it took to find her Chevy.
By the way, Brenda, you sent me your address, right?
Avalanche parked under an overpass. But now, can we talk about the elephant in the room? Listen.
Nikki Saelee McCain was last seen by her family on May 17th with a text message received just after midnight on the 18th. This is 11 days after her husband appears in court for a hearing and pleads not guilty to beating his wife of 13 years. The next court date for the felony domestic violence case is set for June 28th. Since Nikki is the prosecution's only witness, if she doesn't show up for court, the case could be dismissed.
And that's exactly what happened. The case was dismissed, which was the video we just watched before, and I also covered it in the documentary I uploaded on the channel. It was dismissed. So, because she wasn't there, it got dismissed, and I don't know. It's already weird circumstances with her vehicle being found way out in the middle of nowhere. It already is looking bad, right? 3 months. She went missing, May 17th of 2024? May 17th of 2024. Her vehicle was found in a remote, desolate area. 2. Then 3, he beats 4 felony charges. He walks free of that because she's the only person that could testify against him. So 1, did she go somewhere and hide like someone suggested earlier, which I think is a good thought? Did she go somewhere so he didn't have to face these charges? Or did something negligent happen to her? Did somebody do something to her so that she wouldn't be there, so those charges wouldn't stick? What's your thoughts? What is your thoughts? Absolutely. I can get text, voicemail, whatever you want to do. 219-885-9693. Text, voicemail. You can definitely leave them. I will see them. I see them all. But yes, that's what I just want to bring up, that topic of conversation, Is this guy getting away with murder? That's exactly what it would be, allegedly. Or did she disappear to make these charges go away? Because in a lot of states, what people don't know about domestic violence is that some states don't give a shit if you want to drop the charges. They don't care. They'll pick it up and push those charges anyways. I know that personally because I seen my mom go through it in Virginia. She wanted to drop the charges. The charges wouldn't get dropped. The state picked them up. You know, and it happens in some states, not every state. It differs. You said maybe she got out some domestic violence and abuse. They have to leave family and kids behind to get free. No, there is no elephant in the room. My brain is spinning since he bound her. You said since he bound her once, is it possible he has her somewhere? He wouldn't want to let her go in divorce. Yeah, you can definitely call and leave a voicemail. I'm just thinking, is it a situation where she didn't want him to go to jail, but in general, they just can't drop the charges sometimes? It is definitely a thing. Maybe it's like that everywhere now. Maybe the state picks it up. He said, I think he got rid of her, so there was no witness. That's kind of what it looks like to me. State picks up. You said state picks them up here in Kentucky. I was just in Kentucky the other day. That's funny you said that. Angelica, I think I was literally just in Kentucky. I was just in Kentucky doing some work. Literally. You said that happened to me while I was living in California. I didn't want to press charges. It's the state isn't care, or the state doesn't care, maybe you're trying to say? I don't think she was trying to defend him. I think she was afraid of what he was capable of getting away with. Yeah, but my thing is, there's got to be evidence, or this crime had to take place somewhere. If she's just fell off the face of the earth, she doesn't have no phone that anybody can ping her at in case there's a burner phone somewhere and she really is off somewhere else, allegedly. Something's just off with this case. Something's definitely off with this case. State picks it up in Michigan too. Tony said, I heard they had already lost the kids. I don't know if I heard that when I was looking it up. Did I find any? I didn't really find much on that. It was more about the story, honestly. More about the disappearance, the weird disappearance, her going to the hospital to support his brother or her in-law, and then, you know, dropping the vehicles off, texting there, and then losing complete communication with your sisters or your family in a full aspect. And she's nowhere to be found. Vehicles found. So is she really dumping off her vehicle somewhere to go with somebody else? Is she really going to leave herself vehicleless? No vehicle whatsoever to get up and go when you want to go? It's just too fishy. And then they're saying something about a fire. There being a fire to this vehicle or some type of burning. I don't know what the burning was, but he was just mentioning something about a fire to her vehicle. You know, the car could have been part of the plan to get away. The family has had the kids since the last domestic with her. Crazy he couldn't still be charged with pics and evidence. Well, allegedly, she was the only person with the evidence. So if she's the only person with the evidence, they're saying that she has to be there, which is why they were able to drop the charges. Even the prosecutor is on a video, it is on YouTube because I've used it in the documentary, but for some reason I can't find it right this second. It's weird. I don't know if it's just not popping up in here, but the prosecutor definitely sat down. Here, let me go back to my history because I'll find it right now. Don't do what it did to me the other day. Okay. Podcast, I'm going down. Seen that. The conspiracies of murder. Wade Wilson, that's another crazy case. I don't know how many of you know about the Wade Wilson case, but that case is pretty intense. Here it is right here.
She would attach, which means she is found next week,
District Attorney's
here it is right here, y'all.
Dismissed domestic violence charges against Tyler McCain, the man whose wife,
Thank
Nikki
you, Cindy, for the 5
Saelee
months, and
McCain,
Lisa,
has
thank
been
you
missing
for the
since
4
the
months.
middle of May. Well, with us tonight is District Attorney Stephanie Bridget to answer some of the questions. Thanks for joining us, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me.
So explain, what happened last week with the domestic violence case against Tyler. He was facing, I guess, 4 felony charges, all dismissed.
Yes, so the very difficult decision was made to dismiss that case, unfortunately, because we haven't located Nikki. Now, in the United States, everyone has a constitutional right to confront the witnesses against them. That means the accuser, the victim, must be present in trial to testify against them, and we haven't been able to locate her. Now, there are some narrow exceptions to that, but unfortunately, we've done everything we could to try to use those exceptions, but they simply don't apply. For example, let me tell you, think about a 911 call that happens in a domestic violence case. Maybe it happens during the domestic violence incident or immediately thereafter. It's an immediate, spontaneous statement. There's emotion in their voice. They're describing what's happening or just happened. There's an exception. We don't have to have that victim come in and testify.
No,
we can present that 911 call. And there's other exceptions similar like that. Unfortunately, we don't have a 911 call, and we don't have the evidence that.
See, this is the Shasta County District Attorney right here. And that's why I wanted you guys to see this, because this is the one I came across the other day when I was digging into this case.
We need in order to go forward right now without having Nikki testify.
So if you were to file that case and were unsuccessful, explain double jeopardy. So if and when Nikki shows up.
Yeah, absolutely. So had we gone forward, and I know there's a lot of people very frustrated with the fact that we aren't going forward and believing that we can using stuff like a police report, which is not evidence, and we can't just put on a police report. But had we gone forward without Nikki and not having the evidence that we need to use one of those exceptions to get in her statements, then we are very likely to get a not guilty. And in the United States, there's double jeopardy. Jeopardy would attach, which means she is found next week, next month, next year. We can't refile that case. It's done. It's over. Even if he admitted, hey, I did it, after there's a not guilty verdict, it's done.
There's a lot online, conspiracy theories. Do you want to address some of that?
Yeah, well, and I think that is in the realm of misinformation. And it is around primarily, well, why can't they just go forward with police reports or with medical evidence? Unfortunately, because the police report, a lot of people have the police report and it's being posted online. And it was a very egregious domestic violence incident. And we want Tyler McCain to be held liable for that, but we simply cannot do that at this time. And if we were to go forward, it would jeopardize our ability to ever prosecute him in the future for that when she is found. Now, I do want to assure the public, though, that a felony case has a 3-year statute of limitations. And since we have dismissed the case, we have the ability to refile it anytime within the next 2.5 years and be able to start right where we were and prove the case. And that is what we want to be able to do. We want to preserve that ability to hold him liable for that case.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much. I wish we had more time to get more in depth in this, but I appreciate you taking the time to come down here to kind of.
I mean, she really broke it down, and she's saying that they want to get him, but they just don't have anything. So it's like, what don't you have though? It seems that you have. I mean, I guess you don't have a crime scene. You don't have, I get that part, but damn, she couldn't be there to make sure that DV case went through. It's screwed up. It's screwed up. She said when she's found, right? Exactly. So they don't have really enough to go off of to charge him with murder. Really, that's really exactly what it is. They can't charge her or him with murder at all because they don't have anything. They don't have no evidence. They don't have blood. They don't have a crime scene. They don't have him with her on camera, I'm sure, right? Or else maybe he would either have been questioned already, which he may have been, or two, they would have been able to tie something together and they just can't. You said might be a little weird, or it might be a little trucky weird. You never know. Possible. They haven't found anything of Crystal Rogers, and they finally have made 3 arrests after right at 10 years. The case that you were just talking about, I think Leisure said she posted about it. I'm going to have to check that, Leisure. I'm definitely going to have to check that. We'll dive into it. I've been working on this one too.
That reeks of negligence, injustice.
Right here.
Is nothing short of disturbing.
This
the child should ignite an all-out search. The case of Elijah View is nothing short of disturbing. A young boy, gone without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and unsettling details. This isn't just another missing persons case. It's a story that reeks of negligence, injustice, and the terrifying reality that those who should protect our children might not always have their best interests at heart. Today, we're diving deep into the facts of this case, laying out the disturbing elements that surround it, and demanding the justice that Elijah View deserves.
Yeah, that's the next one I was working on right there. That's the next one I was working on. Elijah View. I was putting that together earlier. That's why I got caught up with time. I'm looking at like, damn, when you're working on these projects, like time flies. They just like, whoa, 1 second you'll look down, it's like 2. Then you look back up and it's like 5:30. And you're like, damn, was that really diving in this deep? Did his entire house burn down, or did he move or stayed in the area? I don't know about the house burning down, but I do know that it was 96 acres. So think about 96 acres burning. That's what happened. 96 acres was freaking burning. That's it. Crazy. 96 acres of land. I don't know about it being his house. I don't know if it was the house or not, but it was the land. And that's a lot. That is a lot. Yeah, Elijah, Tammy. That story is another one. That's another sad, sad story. Super, super sad. Elijah's? No, his house didn't burn down. It was just the land, right? The Cadillac converter, then it probably caught onto some dry grass and went down. Probably went down a good ways. I need to change that. Hold up. I need to change my music on there too. One second. Let me get this here. There we go. That's what I want right there. Ready? That's exactly how we want it to be. There we go.
In a world where the disappearance of a child should ignite an all-out search, the case of Elijah View is nothing short of disturbing. A young boy, gone without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and unsettling details.
I like that.
This isn't just another missing persons case. It's a story that reeks of negligence, injustice, and the
that one, I like that. That music's nice.
Terrifying reality that those who should protect our children might not always have their best interests at heart. Today, we're diving deep into the facts of this case, laying out the disturbing elements that surround it, and demanding the justice that Elijah View deserves. Why did this case receive so little attention? What truly happened on the day Elijah went missing? And why does it seem like no one is being held accountable? These are just a few of the questions we'll be addressing as we uncover the unsettling truth behind Elijah View's disappearance. The facts are chilling, the inconsistencies are glaring, and the silence surrounding the case is deafening. Stay with us as we unravel a story that needs to be told, a story that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about justice in this country.
Bing bong. Yeah, that one's going to be good. That one's going to be good. What's going on, RC? Dude, nice to see you. You said, oh, you're good. Yeah, I'm gonna drop that one soon. You said JLR went there. Where'd he go? Nope, not the house. Just cars in the yard. You said T-REV, did they find the girl in your town that went missing from the movie theater? Yeah, they did. They found her later on that day, actually, the day that we were out there. So, like, pretty much as soon as I left, they had found her. I gotta finish doing that one, the Elijah View to Tyler's house. Oh, I got you. Okay. So JLR actually went there. I didn't see that. I did not see that. I must have missed it. I gotta finish working on that one. I'm working on a couple. I won't give up the others that I'm working on. Those are surprises, but yes, I definitely am. We also have I'm gonna have to make one on Idaho 4. That case's updates are crazy though. Idaho 4 coming up is gonna be pretty insane. But yes. I want to hop on the other channel, honestly. I need to go back over there, and because I've been wanting to do Sonya Massey. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've been wanting to do Sonya Massey over there. Found her dead or alive? Who you talk about? Who you talking about? Hold up. You said found her dead or alive? Oh, you're talking about the girl. Okay. They found her alive, by the way. I know exactly who you're talking about, Rihanna. My bad. So when it comes to the girl where I was at the movie theater looking around, they found her alive. She ended up, I think she went to her boyfriend's. I don't know the full story. Either way, she was found alive and in good shape. So that's all that matters, really. The other issues can work themselves out. But again, she was found alive, safe and sound, and there was really no problems or issues beyond that. But yes, I do want to go on the other channel. I'm telling you, I want to go on there here in a little bit. So lock in with me over there. Turn on the notification bell over there. I appreciate you guys who came by on this stream as I'm breaking back in. There's cases that I can cover, and I already know do what they do. I don't feel like covering those. You know? I don't feel like riding that trend right now. Have you had a chance to look over the cold case I sent you the information on, Bewitched Monster? Which one was that? Refresh me. Refresh me. You got to refresh me, my friend. Refresh me on that. Refresh me on that. But yeah, I'll be up on the second. I'll be up on second here in a minute. And or I don't know. What time is it? I need to eat real quick. 10:14. I'll be on. Love y'all. Hold up 1 second. Remove that. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all coming by on this channel. Okay. Thank you. Good to see you back. Appreciate you, Tawny Lee. I'm about to go on the second here in a little bit. Caleb Harris, I seen that. I seen that one. Need to jump into that too. Definitely need to jump into that. I got so many that I'm working on right now. I probably need to calm down a little bit. You know, when you just start you start just working on, all right, I'm going to do this. And now that I got my method, I'm doing this. That's how I've been doing it. So it's like Idaho 4. What was it? Ruby Frank. I'm trying to do just so many different stories. I've just been making them. But again,
T-REV, get the hell out of here. You suck. You shouldn't be streaming no more. Shut up, bitch.
Shut up, bitch. Shut up, bitch. Hold on, here we go. Love y'all. See you in a minute.
Move out the way, cause I can't take them home. Getting tired of always thinking what I'm doing ain't relatable. And I'm afraid to choose which way to go. Cause when you're looking over and you see we all wanna chase the highs. Cause some of us trying to escape the lows. Not all of us know what it takes to fight. But some of us know how to take control. It's how it feels to deal with the highs and lows. Some of y'all ain't had to struggle and it show. Must be nice. What isn't nice is you judging other folk. And some of y'all like to hate on folks who hustle for their goals. Don't like to see nobody celebrate in public cause you broke, boo-hoo. If I'm insensitive, I know you are, but what am I? The truth begins to get so cold, we tell each other lies. If there's a limit to how much you stand on business cause opinions got you in a chokehold, then I'm cutting ties. Better watch the type of person you become. Get around some decent people who'll encourage you or something. Stop pretending other people be disturbing you or something. Cause other people living their life ain't hurting you or nothing for real. I'm real big on love and respect, I'm cut different. This dream come from blood, tears and sweat, you must listen. I'm giving tips on what to expect. The real know it ain't luck when you blessed. I'm talking, Move out the way cause I can't take them all. I'm getting tired of always thinking what I'm doing ain't relatable. And I'm afraid to choose which way to go. Cause when you're looking over and you see we all wanna chase the highs. Cause some of us trying to escape the lows. Not all of us know what it takes to fight. But some of us know how to take control. It's how it feels to deal with the highs and lows. Some of y'all got too much pride to ask for help. You help everybody else but yourself. And some of y'all just like to take advantage of someone at every step. If you keep on, ain't no one gonna be left. Hey, but what do I know? It ain't like I never did any wrong. Why you think I'm always singing these songs? What's the number of wins you think it took for me to like my own skin? Or fails that make me feel I didn't belong? And to heal it takes time. Plus the process ain't pretty, so the feeling ain't fun. Had to differentiate what's fake from real in my mind. I was so close to giving up hope, but I kept asking God to give me a sign. Like, Lord, don't give up on me. Life sucked cause I was messing it up. My mind was stuck, thought I was never enough. Hey, you want my advice? You fall twice, then you better get up. This is your life, are you invested or what? What we talking about? Move out the way cause I can't take them all. I'm getting tired of always thinking what I'm doing ain't relatable. And I'm afraid to choose which way to go. Cause when you're looking over and you see we all wanna chase the highs. Cause some of us trying to escape the lows. Not all of us know what it takes to fight. But some of us know how to take control. It's how it feels to deal with the highs and lows.
Gotta deal with them highs and lows, you know? I don't know, I like this though. I like the message in this. You know what I mean? One of them ones. Why not start? Oh yeah, this one right here too. Woo! Come on now. Let it clean that flow.
I'm telling you now, I don't care if it's a race, I'ma set my own pace on my mark. Ready, set, go. I'm ashamed that I used to shift the blame when I hadn't done my part. Like say it ain't so, barely even took the time to just stop and use my mind or try hard. That was before, but now I figure why not start? I figure why not start? Hey, the biggest smile on my face when I'm around. You can't really tell that I'm hurting. Really do my best when out in public, keep my head from tilting down. But deep inside I feel like a burden. Everybody steady in my ear saying I should keep going. Not realizing that my heart is torn. Some days I wake up excited cause I know exactly what I'm doing. Other days I still wish I wasn't born. But it's cool cause I've dealt with the pain. If I wasn't so solid then I would melt in the rain. And the cycles I was in ain't do nothing but just keep on repeating. So I felt insane and I held tight to my selfish ways. Wouldn't seek help cause I would self-medicate. But when you look at me, just know that it's never too late. That's why I'm telling you now. I don't care if it's a race, I'ma set my own pace on my mark. Ready, set, go. I'm ashamed that I used to shift the blame when I hadn't done my part. Like say it ain't so, barely even took the time to just stop and use my mind or try hard. That was before, but now I figure why not start? I figure why not start? Hey, safe to say I found my rhythm. Don't you dare feel sorry for me, I am not a victim. We got problems and we fix them. It's just for me, music navigates the pain on my system. Beating the odds, I love that. If I ain't learning my lessons, then I mustn't have had enough yet. And Lord knows I can't be upset. Cause every single time somebody tries to help, I change the subject. Force myself to go it alone. I'm surprised I haven't broke any bones. Take it easy, they don't even need to see me like this. I hid myself at home and I held tight to my selfish ways. Wouldn't seek help cause I was self-medicated. But when you look at me, just know that it's never too late. That's why I'm telling you now. I don't care if it's a race, I'ma set my own pace on my mark. Ready, set, go. I'm ashamed that I used to shift the blame when I hadn't done my part. Like say it ain't so. Barely even took the time to just stop and use my mind or try hard. That was before, but now I figure why not start. I'm telling you now. I don't care if it's a race, I'ma set my own pace on my mark. Ready, set, go. I'm ashamed that I used to shift the blame when I hadn't done my part. Like say it ain't so. Barely even took the time to just stop and use my mind or try hard. That was before, but now I figure why not start. Ayy.
For real. No doubt, man. Like this one.
See, it's the one. Yeah. Okay, I'm one of the ones. A new creation, one who believes I am a child of God. A holy nation, friend of the king. I am protected and I am loved. I am an heir, so on the seas. I've been forgiven, I have been freed, I have been chosen, I've been redeemed. Okay, I'm one of the ones. One of who? One of the unashamed, unashamed. Never do I hesitate or doubt to call upon his name. Call him mighty God, call him Jesus Christ. He's the King of Kings, he's the one who reigns. He's the Alpha, Omega, Jehovah, and we give him glory cause he is the one. Yeah, we walk through the valley, we were not fearing the evil. We running and not growing weary. We soaring on wings like we eagles. We getting rid of our pride and stepping away from our ego. We keep our lips from telling lies, our tongues don't speak any evil. We got on the armor of God, the belt, the truth, the shoes, the peace. We know that the devil's a lie. That word about him will lose and sleep. We been depending on God. He said his grace is all we need. So where we keeping our minds? We keeping our minds stayed on me. Cause he is the one. I done been in the world, but I never been friends with the world. Maybe because I'm not of the world, I don't follow the world. Even if I'm meant to take an L, then it's probably out of this world. I'm a model of the world, I'm a represent God on this earth. In and outside of the church, the Father is first. I don't have a physical Bible, but baby, my Bible that broke. I know God is the one that supplies me with all that I need. That is through Jesus Christ, and I'm certain that all things are possible if you believe. So keep on speaking life. I know from the love of God that nothing can separate me. Not even death, neither life. I know poverty catches up with too much slumber or sleep. So I'ma just sleep at night, and the Lord is my strength. But who should I be afraid of? I fall on my knees and repent. He's better than what I done gave her. If I am the one being sent, Satan gon' see what I'm made of. Man, if you had any sins, I'm telling you now, he would change her. It's a delicate thing when I say I'm a step for the king. I put that on everything. With a mess, I'm clean. I don't mess with the devilish things. I love and respect Elohim. He be setting us free. We know that all things are working together, declare and decree. Do you know of all the things God is preparing for me? No, it's never been seen. Okay, I'm one of the ones. A new creation, one who believes I am a child of God. A holy nation, friend of the king. I am protected and I am loved. I am an heir, so on the seas. I've been forgiven, I have been freed, I have been chosen, I've been redeemed. Okay, I'm one of the ones. One of who? One of the unashamed, unashamed. Never do I hesitate or doubt to call upon his name. Call him mighty God, call him Jesus Christ. He's the King of Kings, he's the one who reigns. He's the Alpha, Omega, Jehovah, and we give him glory cause he is the one.
Yeah, man, you know, I've been waking up these last couple days and just not feeling like myself. Feeling deep down with this depression in my mental health. You know, I know we all feel that way. I've talked to a lot of people in the Rev gang and I know they feel like that too. And that's why a lot of us relate. You know, we felt that pain. We wake up every day and stand up for those who feel it also. This is more than a movement. I really love this shit. I put my heart and soul into it too. Look, man, let's get to it. Wake up every day, going through depression. Learned another lesson as I count my blessings. Rise above the pain, make a new impression. Backs turn on me for the fame, casting shadows of doubt every time that you speak on my name. But I won't be a stepping stone for the clout or the fame. When the truth comes to light, the face will burn out in a shame. I'll keep rising above while they stay stuck in the game. Turning every light of fuel for my flame. Never flaunting my wealth, but still played in the game. Boy, gave from my heart just to get stabbed in my back. Now I'm treated like an enemy, cause loyalty they lack. Jealous of my rise, envious of my path. While they plot and scheme, I keep my goals intact. The envy fuels my drive, ignites my inner wrath. Facing all lies, I'll never let them pass. Bringing light to the lost, the ones we need to find. Families torn apart, left broken behind. Just some felon kids who vanish in the night. We'll keep raising our voice until we make it right. Voice of the voiceless, echoes in the dark, shining through the shadows, igniting every spark. Together we'll stand strong, never back down. Fighting for justice until the lost is found. Haters throw the shade, they try to drag me down, but I rise above the lies and wear my strength like a crown. The whispers feel my fire, but can't dim my glow. Every step I take forward leaves them stuck at the dope. Innocent lives lost, kids gone without a trace. We fight for justice every day to bring light to the case. Too many tears shed, too many hearts torn apart. We won't rest till we bring peace to every heart. You don't need anyone to pave your way. You've got the strength to rise and slay. Let's do it. Remember, success is in your hands, and the love from your true ones is all you need to stand. That's a fact. When the world tries to bring you down, just look around and wear your crown. You've got the fire, the drive, the spark to light up your night. Look, stay ahead of the fate. Keep your balance up straight. Don't let a sucker in your circle that just turns to a snake. I remember when you were here but couldn't look me in the face. If you want what I got, you gotta really feel the pain, boy. It takes commitment. You really gotta love what you pitch. This ain't a job to me. I wake up and really live this. I feel the pain from these victims. That's why I stay to myself, cause all they want is your wealth. They see you getting money, then they start to want it themselves. That's not what it's about. You're thinking of clout while the mission's making a change for the families losing a mouth. I used to be the person with no voice. It was like I was silenced from the start, really with no choice. And if I could go back, I would hug my mom and help everyone off drugs so nothing would go wrong. We were failed by the system, voices never mentioned. People doing dope, dying in my kitchen. CPS at the door cause somebody called the system. What you know about feeling with a family with no vision. Grew up in the hood, never knew what love was. Always waiting for my dad by the window like a bus. I evolved into me and found out what love was. I ain't letting off the brakes until God picks me up. Boy, I'm parking on these haters, staying in my path. I jumped on the mower cause I had to cut the grass. Every time I see you hate, it makes me wanna laugh. Cause you're jealous of my grind and try to emulate my craft. All of you are weak, fucking bullies of the weak. Waking up every day, trying to walk us like we're sheep. I got my eyes open so I close them when you speak. Cause you really don't exist if you're something I don't see, boy. To my people standing tall, don't ever lose sight. Keep pushing through the darkness until you reach the light. Don't let the haters be your downfall. Rise above their game. You've got the power within, let them remember your name. We fight for the voiceless, for those who can't be heard, bringing justice and peace with every spoken word. Together, we stand strong in unity and might, creating change in this world, shining bright in the night. Remember your strength, don't ever let it fade. In a world full of shadows, be the light that you made. Keep your heart true, let your spirit be bold, and together we'll write a story that's worth being told.
All the sacrifices and the sleepless nights, will they serve me well? Only time will tell. I just keep on praying that I'll find my way if I go through hell. Only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Every day I wake up, I'm here to make a change. Only time will tell, I hope it takes the pain away. I see these families going through it every single day. Another person dead, an article up on the page. But I hold on to hope like a candle in the rain. Got it by the light, trying to break through these heavy chains. In the heart of the night, I'm searching for the flame. Speaking for the silent and the honor, I'ma pave the lane. In the silent battles, I become the war and train. Carrying the hopes on this long and winter terrain. Through the valleys of silence, the dreams I entertain. In the quiet whispers, my purpose remains the same. Let's
sacrifices and the sleepless nights, will they serve me well? Only time will tell. I just keep on praying that I'll find my way if I go through hell. Only time will tell.
Look.
Only time will tell.
We're really feeling like we're living in hell. Just turn on YouTube and start searching and you'll see it yourself. But together we light up the dark, standing strong, playing our part. Heart to heart, we heal, we mend. And this battle will prevail in the end. Voice for the voices we defend. In the silence our words transcend. With every note we send a message, deep truths we blend. And every verse hopes trend from my spirit within. Let's wake up, start the day, I'm back fighting again. Giving a voice to the people who have nothing to give. They come to me, I let them speak and tell it just like it is. I've been sacrificing all my life, I'll sleep when it ends.
Sacrifices and the sleepless nights, will they serve me well? Only time will tell. I just keep on praying that I'll find my way if I go through hell. Only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Divine spirit of love and light, in this hour of need, guide America right. Shine your grace on every child, every soul. Mend our hearts, make our nation whole.
The sacrifices and the sleepless nights, will they serve me well? Only time will tell. I just keep on praying that I'll find my way if I go through hell. Only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Yeah, dear Jesus, how should I move? I got these demons all on me, they tryna take over again. All of this money, I know it can't pay for this life of sin. All that I ever wanted was to win, but I'm not tryna be gone in the wind. Dear Jesus, I need you to walk for me, I need you to talk for me, cause I don't seem to do it properly. Dear Jesus, yeah, dear Jesus.
Look. Dear Jesus, I wanted to change. I'm over feeling all of this pain. I've been through the struggle, I've been through the rain. These haters are looking for something to blame. They always are coming all up on my page, filled with their hatred, they think that I rage when I am really laughing in the face. You either a rep gang or you are a snake. I don't give a shit about none of your drama. My faith is with God as I fix all my problems. You people be running and hugging the fence while I stay focused on myself and I'm evolving. I use my platform every day for love and light to make a better place. Watching these kids lose their lives just makes me turn insane.
Dear Jesus, how should I move? I got these demons all on me, they tryna take over again. All of this money, I know it can't pay for this life of sin. All that I ever wanted was to win, but I'm not tryna be gone in the wind. Dear Jesus, I need you to walk for me, I need you to talk for me, cause I don't seem to do it properly. Dear Jesus, yeah, dear Jesus.
Look, it's nothing but pain. All of these families are feeling the same. Losing their loved ones to all of this violence. Our government doesn't want to make a change. It feels like a game, this shit ain't the same. All of y'all do is just pick at our brains. Give up a little info, they conceal the rest and expect us to believe what you say. How is change gonna happen? You let these pedophiles run around and trash it. They touch kids but the judge gets an ass kiss. And you expect us to wanna roll with that shit? He touched a kid and gets 2 years maximum, but gets back out on the streets looking for a scheme, sneaking in a family, then killing a team. And now we stand together as human beings. Jesus, I'm asking for help. These bastards should really be burning in hell. At least the rest of the life in the jail. We really don't understand all of the failed. Audrey Cunningham, Quentin Simon, Kylie Rodney to Summer Wells. All my life I've been waiting for purpose, and now I have it, I will prevail.
Dear Jesus, how should I move? I got these demons all on me, they tryna take over again. All of this money, I know it can't pay for this life of sin. All that I ever wanted was to win, but I'm not tryna be gone in the wind. Dear Jesus, I need you to walk for me, I need you to talk for me, cause I don't seem to do it properly. Dear Jesus, yeah, dear Jesus.
It's a bunch of fucking bozos. A bunch of bozos.
I count my blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain. Look what it made me. All I can say is thank you.
It wouldn't be the same with none of y'all by my side. You hold me down every day and it makes me strive. I wake up and look forward to doing these lives. A lot of y'all really came and opened up my eyes, and I hope I gave it back because it comes with yours. No matter what they say, I know I opened up them doors. I brought a family together even though shit was rough. They tried to shut us down, but we really shut them up. No matter what, we stand together when shit gets tough. I wanna thank everyone for showing me love. The Rev Gang family is something I cherish and love, and I'll smack anyone for fucking with us.
Blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain. Look what it made me. All I can say is thank you.
No one making a voice to the voiceless. People get killed for other stupid choices. Standing up for the families that took a loss is something that we find important. Rap gang strong, chest up. Little homie, keep your head up. You can be whatever you want. Get rid of the fake and it will lead up. All my life I strive for greatness. I manifested my time with patience. People try to copy us, but respect is earned. It's not an obligation. I love the fam and they love me back, and that's why I always have it back. So I give a voice to those people who were never given a chance for them slimy cats. When you come here, you ain't a number to me. I really take time to read what I see. Don't forget to lock your doors, cause there's danger all up in these streets. Y'all really put life into the air that I breathe. I really am thankful for all of my peeps. Your loyalty means a lot to me, so this is a special thank you from me.
Blessings for